Yo, what is up? It's Godswill, it's Josh, and we're finally doing recordings on Riverside instead of Zencaster. Want to see how that would go. And also, we're finally doing an episode just me and Josh. Like, it has been way too long. And, you know, I was like, I miss my homie Josh, and I want to see how he's doing. And also, the year is almost done. I was like, let's talk about how this year's been, because it's been hella crazy for both of us. And crazy together and just doing our own thing, right? So, you know,
Yeah.
how you been, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm trying to like do kind of what you said, try to get that extra income coming in. So I'm trying to do all sorts of things and make the appearances, and you know, it's cool, man.
How's that getting extra money?
It's so, of course, for the route we're taking, which is entertainment, it takes a little bit of time. I'm not gonna tell anyone that it's a quick overnight thing.
Yeah.
You get lucky, but
Yeah.
I was actually hanging out with Julia yesterday, and she was streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and she had like all these big YouTubers come through to play Lethal Company, which I put her on, and she was like, "Hey, come through, jump on," and I was like, "Dope, I appreciate it." So I tried to set up my YouTube streaming thing, and immediately it was like, "Hey, it's gonna take 24 hours for us to get back to you." And I was like, "So I have no content."
Dang.
But you know, it was cool. It was a cool time, and I appreciate her even like pitching it over to me. So you know, we're doing our thing, but also take note, my background is slightly different now.
I
Now
see.
I've got Nujabe's metaphorical music
I see.
framed. The album is framed, and I have my FLCL first edition also framed.
Okay, look at you getting frames
Yeah,
and
no,
such, moving on up in your room. I see it. I like
It's
it.
cool, man.
Yeah, I see the necklace. I see the earring. In fact, I'm actually thinking this next year. I want to get an earring myself. You inspired me with it. I'm not gonna get the neck tattoo, but the earring for sure. And then also like playing Final Fantasy 16, like the main character, he has a really cool earring, and I'm like, all right, that's how to get the sex appeal. I wish I could do
shit.
necklaces, but they sort of catch in my hair too much, and then rings, I can't give people dap. I've hurt people's hands too much, and also I just hurt my own hands, or I get like caught in my pockets. I'm like, nah, not efficient enough. And then
I agree.
yeah, cool.
Inefficient for
Yeah,
race.
I was like, I guess monks, we just can't do that, right? And then what else? What else do people do? I wish I could do necklaces. I wish I could do earrings. I'm gonna do earrings. What else do people do?
You could do okay. So what is it? Earrings, tattoos, rings, necklaces. I mean, I guess just jewelry in general. What else do people do?
I don't
Get
know.
swole? I don't know. That's
Yeah, you know, like I'm trying, you know, like one of my friends, she's like, you need to try harder, and that sort of bothered me, but I was like, I'm not trying hard enough already.
Wait,
Like,
what's she
nothing wrong,
talking
just-
about?
I know, she's like, you want a girlfriend, you need to try harder, and I'm like, try harder. It's like, what else have I been doing this whole time? You know, don't get me wrong, there are things I could try harder in, no lie.
Right.
You know, hey, I could shape up my beard right now. It is holiday season max. I don't want to, but when it's back out into the streets, maybe. But try harder. I'm like, damn, like what more do I need to do? How
What
how
was
much
the context here? What was she
like-
saying? Like, what did you tell her you were doing, and what was she talking about? Oh, here we go. Here comes the juicy part. Now
I
you
know,
don't want
right?
to talk about this.
Because I'm trying to think. I was like, I don't, because like she gave me some hair charms, you know, like she
Okay.
like the first time like I'd ever put anything in my hair, you know, like I've been happy to have my hair go out, because also as a dancer, you know, my hair is going everywhere, right? So
Mhm.
I was thinking, I was like, I don't really want to put things in my hair, because it turns to a weapon now, you know, or it turns into something that's flying out. But these hair charms actually work. But then she's like, all right, you want a girlfriend, you need to try more. And she's known me for a while, and it sort of bummed me out. But I was like, fine, I guess. You know, it's like, it wasn't really like anything in particular, but it was like just to help my situation. And I'm just like, really?
I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
I know you well enough. You could have had a girlfriend years ago.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for you at all. Because I know you're turning people down. That's the thing.
Uh,
I think you're not getting what you want. Like,
yeah.
you're not getting exactly what you want. So in that
Yeah.
regard, it's like, it sucks. But it's like, yeah, you're
Oh,
okay. You're
call
fine. You're
that.
not like, no, you're not one of those guys who's literally like, dog, I am the ugliest person on the planet. I cannot get a girlfriend. I don't know what to
Yeah.
do. You're not that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
you
want
just
don't. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're actually right. You know, like thinking about this year is like I could have had some good opportunities, and I was just like, people hear this. I wonder. I don't think I talk about my dating life a lot on the podcast, but I talk to you about it a lot. I'm
yeah.
wondering
We
if
don't
I'd
want
be
to talk
like,
about it. You don't have to.
yeah, no,
But,
no, no,
I'm
no.
here.
Actually, like I've always been like, I want to talk about it. It's just sort of like stuff that's like really recent, you know. But lots of fun situations, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I was even like
sounds like
so.
a good time, bro.
I mean, I'm having a good time. Like I was just thinking to myself, I gave myself so like one of my friends he told me to like think about this year, and like I rated it an 8.5 out of 10. But thinking about it more, I would give like a 9 out of 10. It's been a really dope year, and like the thing that like made it like not 10 out of 10 is like dating life has been interesting for sure, right? We might get
Right.
into it, but honestly, this year has been really dope. You know, like I think like the world has been like in like a sort of giant debuff. Like everyone feels down. You know, like everyone feels depressed because like just things aren't going right in the world in many ways, right? But I would say my personal year was pretty dope. How about you? How would you go about your year? I'll get into my year soon, but like I'd like to hear how did your year go?
So yeah, I'd love to get into your year. My year is it's been pretty good. I would say what's happened. So of course I'm still working my job.
Mm-hmm.
That I'd say blessings on blessings because I'm happy to be at my job. I'm
Yeah.
not miserable. I think there's a lot of jobs where if I worked them, I'd be miserable.
Yes.
So I don't feel like I don't get that oh shit, it's a Monday. I'm gonna kill myself today feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's a Monday. That means I'm gonna do my job,
Yeah.
which I don't actually hate that bad.
Mhm.
And then, like, I hate it all. I'm gonna rephrase that. I don't really hate it all.
I feel like
And
it's
then
fair.
afterwards,
I
I'm gonna
feel like
live.
it's fair to rate, like to like hate your job a little bit, even if it is a dream job. You know what I
But
mean?
it's work.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. It's like
that's
I
about
gotta
it.
go do something, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
but it's
if
like,
you were to say like I hate my job right now, I'd be like, what happened, bro?
mm,
But yes, no, I feel you with that.
it's hella dope.
Yes,
It's a great job. And it's just anime stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm into it already, so it's like I'm just reading stories. I'm like literally in my bed this morning. I woke up. I was like, let me get 2 more chapters of this manga, and just so I can know what's going on.
what are you
I make
reading?
my reports and stuff, right? Like it's cool.
That's dope.
Um,
What are you reading right now?
but I'm reading. I picked up. What's the newest thing I picked up? I started reading Dorohedoro. I'm in chapter 30 something.
Oh
I love
man,
that thing, and of
I need
course
it.
after that I'm gonna pick up one of our more recent titles.
Uh-huh.
But keeping up with Jujutsu Kaisen is important.
Yep.
Keeping up with My Hero just in case is important.
Yeah, look at that. We have
So
to do research for a job, but, which is dope, Like I do like that a lot.
yeah, it's fun, man. You know what's cool?
Go ahead.
This is between us because
Yeah.
between us and everyone listening to the podcast. But I feel like we have a little bit of influence on not even a little bit. I'm lying if I say just a little bit because the Dandadan thing got announced and I was happy.
Yes, sir. Honestly, like,
I was
bro, I feel like we manifested that. It's like I don't want to like jinx anything that's been happening, but like I feel like we really put that energy out there, and here it is. And now everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be dope," and it hasn't even come out yet. I'm so excited
bro.
for that.
We started hyping it up. This is because like everyone knows that there's a ton of manga that come out that don't get anime.
Yes.
We liked Dandadan. We invested in Dandadan. I put my chips on Dandadan.
Yes.
I talked about it on social media. I was like, it's this on the Viz site and stuff.
Yep.
And then we went and we got RDC to back us up on it. My boy Dylan came through for a little video. I was like, yo, I sent him a couple volumes. I sent him 3 volumes, I think. And he was
Yeah.
just like, shit's dope.
Yeah, I saw
And
him. I
I'll
saw
get
him recently, like 2 weeks ago, and he said he's been all about it. So, yeah,
My boy, bro.
yes, sir.
I appreciate him for that. Like I love when they just help out to help out. And
Yeah.
then who was it? Recently, do you remember that conversation we had a long time ago with our marketing team? It was about because we do the little TikTok reports and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's going on with
Also,
with
I have
anime?
to say, Josh is the knower of things, the official knower. He has to know like how the landscape of anime land is going, especially manga land. So I'm really proud of you. Yeah, like this has been just been a year for you. Like, congratulations! Also, this has been like pretty much your year anniversary. When that happened?
It's been the year anniversary is earlier. It's about to be 2 years.
Wow, you've been here for 2 years already, huh?
Almost. Yeah, I think
Wow.
at the end of December it'll be 2 years. I think I started in January. Remember, I retired 2 years ago on the beginning of February because I had this job for 2 months.
That's dope. Okay, yeah, you're right. Wow.
Yeah, I retired from fighting, so it's almost 2 years. So it's crazy. But I remember we talked about at one point we looked at and I don't know, this is just a guess, but Kaiju number 8 was a manga that was coming out, and everyone liked it. Everyone was like, "Yo, this is cool."
Yeah.
And at one point, I remember finding like news because there was trailers and like character art. I remember telling our team and being like, "Hey, the internet's not very happy with this, like the way it looks currently." And we were like, "Oh, we'll see how it plays out." But like I don't understand it because like it was very cell shaded. It just looked way different.
Yeah,
very much more Netflix anime styled characters.
Yeah,
and I remember just putting that out there and being like, "Yo, listen, they're not very happy about this." And then I saw the trailer recently that came out like a couple days ago. Completely different characters.
Oh, really?
And I was like, did we do that?
Really?
I don't know. Maybe we did nothing. But
putting energy out there. Let's see where it goes, right?
Yeah, maybe it was nothing at all. But I was like, it's cool that we have any influence at all. So I was like,
I think about that with our job. Like, because also we don't really talk about our job too much. I guess like I'm always personally I'm a little worried about like people feeling a sort of jealousy about it, right?
I'm always worried about somehow someone random in Japan being like, who is this guy talking about our properties?
Exactly, right? like that. Oh, luckily, I don't feel that fear as much anymore. Like what I love about like me and you, particularly in our job, is like we're like the cowboys in this. Like we get to sort of fuck around a little bit more, and people be like, the black guys, and I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel.
True.
At least. I in my 8 years that I've been working in the industry, I have gotten in trouble, and I have gotten a talking to from Japan a few times, but nothing super serious. So I'm really happy. Knock on wood, it keeps going. We'll see how it goes.
That didn't scare you when you got that talking to from Japan?
Luckily, no. Like, I think like part of the year. So, like for example, like the Junji Ito picture I posted earlier this year. I got a little talking to from the licensors. They're like, next time ask for permission. But it actually worked out. So I was like, hey.
Take a photo? Like what?
Because it blew up on Twitter, like it was like a really candid picture of Junji Ito, like it was supposed to, it wasn't supposed to be something that was supposed to go on the internet, honestly, but I'm glad it was on the internet. So.
It's a good photo, too.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it looked like now, but I remember being like, this is nice.
Yeah. No, like super cool dude. Like one, like back to your point about like influencing like this world, I feel really lucky and grateful. Like, yeah, we get to really influence, like our job is like community management for Viz, and we get to like pick people for influencer projects. So they give us like a budget, they tell us the titles that they're trying to push, and usually me and Josh go find people for that, whether that's cosplayers or YouTubers or people who are really smart and can talk about things, or people who are good at cons, right? And we get to pick those people, and I'm really glad because we know what's hot in the streets, right? At least I hope we do. I think we do, honestly. Like we enjoy this stuff, like genuinely so, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can just like. I feel like it's getting to that point. I remember when I first got here, that got on my nerves a lot.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, because you're like, if you're running the socials and stuff, it's like people are always trying to test you to see if you even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, because like I really read the shit, so it's like I just respond best I can, politely.
But we have some rules on us too. Like we can't say like, oh, this is our favorite, or we can't say we can't post images. Hell, I'm telling a lot of secrets right now, but
no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, right.
It's funny.
Right.
Because this is like our own platform, right? I think it's okay.
For sure.
It's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember just this last week, someone asked me like genuinely on a I think it was Twitter. Someone asked me about this on a post. They're like, "Yo, what's your favorite like Oh, it was on that
Like,
post we put about the top 5
oh
manga
yeah,
you're reading.
yeah.
And someone asked me like, "Yo, what's your favorite manga?" I know, I already know, dog. If you want to ask me about manga, I'm saying One Punch Man is goated right now, dog.
Yeah.
Like I love Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
One Punch Man is goated.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen anime is way better than the manga.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree. The manga's still really good.
Yeah, the
But
manga
anime
is dope, but I wouldn't put it in my personal top 5. But actually, yeah, I want to hear your top 5. Tell me your top 5.
No worries. It goes back and forth, right? Like you said, like sometimes the manga is better, like My Hero.
Yeah.
And sometimes the anime is better, like Jujutsu.
Yeah.
Hell's Paradise is another one where the manga's better, but it just goes back and forth. It just depends on the illustrations and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, if I wanted to respond and be like, One Punch Man, you need to be reading that.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm reading Dandadan, of course, and then I like Jujutsu Kaisen, and then Chainsaw Man is always one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like my top 4. I don't know what a 5th would be right now, whatever, but those are my top 4 for sure. And I was just like, I couldn't respond with that. So when he asked me, he's like, "What about you, Fizz? What do you like?" I had to be like, "Oh man, I don't know, bro. What are your favorites?"
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like you can't say. At least the way I've gone around that in the past is, hey, some of the top series that we've been able to read this year have been da 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 da. At least that's what I've done a few times, and at least I've never heard any blowback from that.
That's good. That's a good response. I just hate the opportunity to connect isn't there. Like, I like connecting with people, and I can't. I have to act like a bot.
I know. Like I say you try. Like I'll back you with that, like because I think connection is so much more important than sounding like a bot all the time, right? I mean, if you can, if you can switch the energy and put it back on them, or be like, hey, what's something to read? And then I think like maybe a cool thing to do would be like, hey, community, what is something that this person should read?
Oh right.
Yeah, maybe that could be like that way all of them can talk about their favorites, and then like it's just talking.
Because we generally do care. Like I like, especially when I see younger people.
Yeah.
Because I always remember those moments in my life when I was like 12 and 11. I remember those very fondly. My childhood, for what it is, was good.
That's good. That's good. I thought you might say like, it was tough.
It was all over the place.
Yes.
But it was like, I remember the good times were really good.
Yes.
And I remember 11 to 12, like that 4th to 6th grade, I remember just being really content with how things were and watching anime like consistently on cable. That's when I got cable.
I feel that.
So, Adult Swim and everything else. And like, Zoids on Toonami, everything, Ronin Kenshin.
Man, what a
and
time.
I'm just like, so when I see these kids jump on Twitter and they're that age, I like to talk to them about what they like. I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is so dope. Like, you're living that moment in your life where your imagination's blown up and you're going to recess and talking to your friends about it. And I want to be able to contribute to that and be like, oh, yeah, dude, like, you got to check out whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you not read Yu Yu Hakusho yet?
Exactly.
Like,
and
I can't.
I know what you mean. For me, I say let's keep trying to figure out ways to do that, because I know what you mean. Like, there are a lot of dumb rules that, like, like to be safe. Be safe. But also, like I said, like, luckily, like, we're the Cowboys. We can, like, sort of fuck around and find out. And luckily, it works out most times than not. Like, I won't forget, like one during the Nike, like when we announced like the Zion Williams shoe with Nike, right? And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna say like more real shit, just say some stuff, that is a little wild, and it worked out. And actually, Nike was happy with that. And then I remember like also like saying some stuff like every like announcement time, and like I'll make jokes, and like even like someone's being rude, right? Like he's just like, oh, this isn't the show I want. And then like we say like, you gotta stop that. And then like the whole community comes around us with that. I love that. I'm like we're not being mean to be mean. We're like, hey, stop being rude to what other people might like, right? And people like that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it sucks because it's like, on the one hand, like you said, like it's almost like having a bunch of kids come up to you and they want hugs.
Yes.
And you can't, you're like, sorry, my job says I can't touch you.
Yeah,
Like, I get it. But because we're playing it safe.
Yes.
But on the other side, like you said, with the people who are being complete dicks normally, it's like, they get on there and they're talking on the industry side of this.
Yes.
It's like, I understand that the mangaka are going through things too, right?
Yes.
Like, they're going through a lot of work to get this stuff out to us.
Weekly.
Like, they're sitting at home. This is their job.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, the reason they can't even come to conventions is because like they have to do the work weekly. Like they don't have time to like go visit other countries or whatever, right? Because they have to go make this stuff every week.
Unless they have it written up already. And it's like, a lot of times I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I understand. Like, I remember when I first started reading manga, one of the first manga I read outside of Dead Man Wonderland was, it was the funny one. The one, Devil Candy.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me
Devil Candy's good.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually, like, I didn't think I'd be into that. I just read it because Godswill bought it for me. I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know? I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's like a slice of life horror funny thing.
Yeah, like the school. Yeah, like you inspired me to get into it. I'm on chapter 5 right now. And it's like everything's like sort of like Monsters Inc. high in a way. Yeah, Monsters Inc. Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious. Yeah. It's actually like laughing hilarious. Like, I'm like, this is good.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it. And I just remember being like, when we started posting about her stuff, people being like, no one cares. Bring back, Naruto. And I'm like,
chill,
dog.
Yeah.
Like, this lady is looking at these posts.
Yeah.
Like, can be a little considerate of other people's feelings.
I think that's the thing. Yeah, like people don't realize. I mean, people don't realize that like the creators are actually like looking at this stuff, right? Right. Like that's why like I sort of like I want to talk to people as best as possible. Be like, hey, let's see if we can be nice. I love how you do it. Like you talk to people really well. And like you have calmed down situations that I'm like, all right, just gotta bring out the hammer. It's just there have been multiple times I'm just like, man, screw that guy. Let's keep it going. You're like, no, wait, we can talk. And I was like, and then you talk it out, and I'm like, that was dope. I was ready to knock this dude out, but here you are, like making it happen. Like where people calm down the situation, and like something you said about like. Yeah, we can't give people hugs. Unfortunately, we can't give people hugs. But then also that makes me think like, okay, can I give people dap? Can I be like, okay, air high five? Like is that like something, right? Like even like these sort of like the one way that we get around it is like we try to do like these text posts, right? And like I just ask questions of things like, okay, you guys, what do you guys think about these things, right? And just sort of play around with like wording just to be like, all right, is this something that will get people like engaged with it? Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. Like I sort of miss like one thing I complain about is like at my Funimation days, like no one was watching me, so I just did a lot of things, and then like most of the time it worked out. Sometimes it didn't, but that's life. You try some things.
More Wild West though, right?
Yeah,
like, it was less.
Yeah, less scrutiny.
Less, bureaucratic.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I mean, like there was definitely like a lot of bureaucracy, but a lot less. These days, Crunchyroll definitely can't do that. It's too many eyes watching. You got Sony Pictures, all that, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I don't envy being there. Like it still sounds like stupidly busy. Like way like. But you remember back in my days of Funimation, just like always complaining about like how tough it was, right? Coming back home late. God, yeah, it was tough. Like I'm grateful.
Yeah, it seemed like they just kind of left you out there to just do things, and I don't know. It was weird. It was a strange job at the time.
It was. Like I really enjoyed it, but I'm glad to be at Viz now. And now at Viz, like people like what we do. Like I'm really happy. Every time I'm just like, I don't know, man. We said some sort of wild shit. Not crazy, stupid shit, like cursing and just saying whatever. I feel like what we say is like pretty targeted,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
it's
thought
thoughtful. I think I'm just thinking about things right now online. I'm like, the other thing that I think annoys the hell out of me. What is it? You said something just a second ago and I lost my train of thought.
It's all good.
Yeah, there's a ton of things that go on online. And I'm just like, bro, this is not the way to respond to these questions. But I think we're
like other people or like other departments, but it's all good. If you remember, it's all good.
Yeah, no, we're doing okay.
If anything, I just want to say I'm proud of you. It's like luckily I'm happy that we get to work together, and I feel like this year has been a great year of work. Like your skills have like blown up a ton. I mean, you're doing things with Excel that like I'll need to ask you about now, because I'm just like, okay, how'd you do that?
I'm in Excel, bro. I live in that thing. It's crazy.
You're the man of sheets, and also you're the man of knowledge finding. Now you are now the tome master. It's like, Joshua, what are the streets saying about us these days? And you're like, hold on, I got it.
Bro, I still have notes up. I have notes up right now. Actually, I was working when you called me.
Wow.
I've been working this whole week, but it's like I got the Caleb City video on TikTok. People love that video because Caleb is goated. We all know it.
Yes.
That video didn't do our numbers.
Yes.
That video did millions. Godswill.
Oh, really? Oh,
it's
dope.
in the millions.
Let me peruse that right now because I saw
you with that.
I saw it like, on Instagram and I was like, oh, Instagram's honing us, but TikTok though, that's what matters.
It got smacked. People, there's a lot of little things. I have little notes of just things that happen on the buy, but it's a fun gig, dog, and I think I'm lucky to have it.
I'm glad, bro.
I want to meet more of the people out here, though. Like I like to go to the conventions. So hopefully this next year.
I'm really hoping this next year you will be there. I'm excited for you to like come because I think you doing the influencer stuff also makes a ton of sense to me too. Although at the same time, you're killing it on. I mean, I think community influencer stuff makes a ton of sense with influencer. Wait. Influencer makes sense with community manager. There we go. So
yes, hand in hand thing.
Yes,
it's the group to the individual.
Exactly.
And then of course, like you. Oh, I'm sorry, you start doing panels.
Oh yeah. I'm super happy about that. Like I am loving it. Like I was a little nervous at first, but I'm really happy like how it's worked out. Like I got to do some cool panels with the voice of Ichigo in Japanese. I still think about like like at that panel, like he asked me a question on the panel and I couldn't hear what he said. So I said no. And everyone's like, oh, even though like I actually had seen what he had said. He's like, did you see a certain scene? And I had seen it, but I didn't hear what he said. And I said no. And everyone's like, oh, and I was like, oh, wait, no. Oh, no. I was like, no, actually, I had seen it, but it's whatever. Although I probably would talk some shit about it. But
that boy eats bananas.
Bananas are great though. But panel's been dope. Got to do with one of Zom 100 creators, and then Junji Ito, and voice of Naruto in English, and those have been super tight. I'm excited for more to come. I really hope I get to show my stuff next year. Like I had a partner, like one of the legacy dudes, Urian, super cool dude. I like him. He taught me a lot.
Fuck.
Like
one of my favorite people at the company.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I wish he was still working with us,
like on our team. Yeah, he went to a different department, but he's super cool, and like he taught me a lot of great tips on speaking, things to watch out for. Things not to say to like get the wrong ears mad at us or whatever, Yeah.
Two things.
Yeah.
You said you were nervous. What were you nervous about? And what did your Ryan tell you to be weary of?
Yeah, I mean, wow, these are the good questions. One, I was nervous for saying things that could potentially get us in trouble. Like I like to say things off the cuff. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm really thoughtful with what I'm saying. Like I'm not just saying whatever all the time, but like there are like specific rules for things that like I shouldn't say, I guess, like, or even secrets of things. I'm like, all right, let me make sure I don't say these things, but like I do want to connect. One thing I do want to do a lot more of is connecting with the audience, like rather than just listening to us, hopefully I can get their personality into like what we're doing. And like one thing I think about a lot is last year, my first panel that I got to do with Viz, there was a JoJo's panel, and it was supposed to be like just like a whatever thing at AX. Like we're all tired. We all had like many more panels we had to go do, and they're like, Godswill, just can you run this thing? And I did, and it worked out really well. Like where like my boss's boss saw like just how fun I was interacting with the audience, like just like, hey, who knows how to sing this JoJo's opening, or who knows this dance? What's your favorite opening? Just like had a lot of fun. Like I didn't have to say anything with people, but I did, and I think that's what gave me this position here right now. And then the second thing, what Urian like taught me, like one, he taught me like how to warm up. He taught me like how to interact with the Japanese guests, so that way they feel a lot more engaged and like they're comfortable, like they're talking to like a whole Western audience. A lot of these people, it's their first time to America because they don't have time to, to break away from their manga. And
getting those applause early on probably helps a ton.
Oh
right?
Yeah,
to like
I'm
ease them into it.
Exactly, like like running through it. it's been lots of fun. Like, like just sort of like how to like eat, like the proper things to do to like ease them with the cultural things, Hajime mashite desu ka, right? Or, going through the panel correctly, like the run through panel. So that way, like we follow the script, like usually like I like to like go off script, but like going on script enough. Warm ups so that way we can speak correctly, knowing how to pass the baton, between partners. Also, at the same time, there's many things like I felt pretty good with. Me and you, we do this podcast together, and we've learned how to speak to people really well and easily. What else would I say? Yeah, I don't know. Like I felt honestly mostly prepared, but there are many things that he taught me that like helped me out a lot better, and I feel a lot more prepared for this next year. And then also, do you know Tim from Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I met Tim once. My first year working with Viz, I met him at a party through Rach.
Dope.
Rach actually was like, "Oh my god, this is Josh," and then like me and him like vibe for a little bit, and then I hadn't seen him. I haven't been at a lot of this
this
stuff.
year. This year, you're gonna have to come through for sure. But he also gave me a lot of tips too for how, because like I love his style of like talking to the audience, but then also he's like the cool guy, like he's the guy like who actually reads the stuff, and like I've been lucky to like hang out with him quite a few times this year. He was my +1 for the holiday party this year. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
But like, yeah,
it's 100% okay.
Yeah, but it worked out. He was super cool. Like, in fact, actually, like, even our boss's boss, she was like, "Wait a second, that's a Crunchyroll guy," and I'm like, yes. Who brought him? I did. He was cool. He won everyone over, but like, he had a lot of great tips on like how to connect with people. And he was like, "Yeah, focus on reading manga that we own, learning Japanese." Trying to do like the foundational things to make everybody at the company happy, but then staying real the whole time, like being a person that like that people want to talk to manga and anime with us about, right? Like they can trust it. That we're not like a company plant, but we can, we actually like enjoy this stuff, because we do enjoy this stuff. Like me and him and like another friend, Ren, we spent a night just drinking and singing anime openings. That was great. That was a great time. So yeah, those were like the lessons I got to be lucky with this year with the panels, and I appreciate you. You have encouraged me to like focus on that and like trust you like in what you do. And you have like gone so far with what you're doing, so I'm really proud.
That took time. That took a lot of time. I think working out like, because it's a weird dynamic, right? Whenever you're getting into a new job. So, for instance, if I brought, and this goes for anyone who's listening, it's like if you bring one of your best friends on to do something for you, like at a job.
Yeah.
So now your name is on the line and their name is on the line.
Yeah.
Because they get fired. That's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who brought this dude here?
Yeah, it's not just one person getting in trouble. It's two. So, especially when you're not sure if the person has the prerequisite skills to even do the job.
Yeah.
You're hoping. Yeah. You're like, I think they do.
Yeah.
But you're taking a risk because it's your boy. That's how nepotism works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, Lord forbid this dude, like, you have an issue. You're like, hey, I don't want to be a fucking hound, but like, did you do your shit?
Yeah.
And you're like hovering and you're breathing on this dude's back. And the dude was like, yo, relax. And you're like, but did you do the shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to get through that because like from both dynamics, both people are going to look at it like you're risking too much. And the other person's going to be like, hey, you're on my shit too much.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a weird back and forth, right? So like figuring out all that and getting to the end of it and being like, oh, we're alive. And we're doing that. We're both like leveled up in our essential career paths is like, it's impressive.
It worked out. And I appreciate you, like just you laying out like that. That was exactly how it was with me and you. And I was worried many times. I was like, I'm not trying to get on your ass too much. But at the same time, I think, like it was very much that fear. Two black guys in the same department. Whoa, like that can't happen. Like I've been in
goofing off.
I can't. I mean, we just got rid of another black person at our department. That's so bad. I talked with her about it. She talked to me. She's cool with us. She had some things that like were understandable. Some things that I think were just miscommunications. I'll talk to you about that later on. But
she was cold as hell.
She was. I don't know. Like I haven't been at a job, especially like in this world where like multiple black people in like the same department. So I'm super and especially like when they know that me and you are friends, and they know like because it's just like, hey, who knows how to do this job, Godswill? This guy. Well, he doesn't know how to do Excel, but hey, you learned and you made this shit. You did it. I'm so proud of you. Like I remember, like I feel like it was earlier this year. We were having like a big argument, and I was worried. But you've been really patient with me, and I really appreciate you. Like, like as like I'm getting heated, you will be like, all right, let's calm down, and I'm like, all right, I appreciate that. I needed to hear that, honestly.
I think.
Yeah, like I think there's like multiple times of just like feeling that fear of like, all right. I don't know what they think about us. We're the only black guys here. At least that's something that keeps going in my head. It's like, how can, like, will they let us like represent anime in America? I don't know, but thankfully,
that's the connection. Like, would they be okay with us being frontmen? Essentially,
and I'm so grateful. Like so far, like they have liked what we've been doing, and I like that. Like I'm glad that we are able to do what we do. In fact, like they brought me to Japan last year, and that was amazing. And now they're having me do panels. They trust you, like they know that you are doing what you can, like on the pages too, and they like your personality. I think that was something I was worried about too. I was like, oh man, can they handle your personality? Can they handle my personality? I don't know, but they like us.
Yeah, no. If people don't know, and I mean, anyone who's met me, a lot of people, I've toned down dramatically, but I would come off as not the word abrasive is a lot,
yeah,
but I would come off as it's a lot.
Yes,
when you meet me in person, because I get comfortable very quickly.
Yes,
like I'm not really nervous about people, so it's like I'm already past the phase of like if I meet you for the first time and someone told me you were cool, I'm like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this guy's he's not a threat to me. I don't feel that way about almost anybody. That's not how other people feel about you, though.
Yeah.
And then being able to pump the brakes and like drive slowly for a little bit is like,
it feels
weird. I had to constantly work on.
Yeah.
So like throwing me into a room full of people that you're employed with and being like, either this goes really fucking well and he wins everybody over, or they're like, yo, this guy is fucking
Although
in my shit.
I mean, because I remember even like AX. And I was like, man, you look like the Cuban drug lord over here, you look dope. But at the same time, I was like, all right. I think that was like the first time that like a lot of people had got to see you in person too, right?
Yeah, everyone made comments about how much bigger I was.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm really proud of like how far we've come with work this year. Like we got like quite a few wins on our belt that I think could have went south, honestly. And right. I think I was worried for us, but like it worked out. I'm so proud of us. And then even like with shoot, like I keep thinking like, wow, Waifu Expo was this year. That
coming back, baby.
That's crazy to me. Like it feels like last year and like a long time ago. And it's like, no, that was this March. That was at this point 9 months ago, not even a full year.
Yeah.
And I also have to say, like, I'm really proud of you with that, because like how many people stopped to tell me how much they liked the security, and like how I've heard so much about it, like even after the fact, like I saw like Twitter spaces of people talking about like how like the security was run, how they felt comfortable there. Like one of our biggest things with Waifu Expo, now Kimochi-con, it feels like every time I look at X, formerly Twitter, I always think about like Waifu Expo, formerly Kimochi-con, formerly Waifu Expo. But at the same time, I'm really happy.
Waifu Expo was an amazing name.
It was.
It bothers me. I'm down for Kimochi-con. I'm a Kimochi-con fan. I got the jacket and everything, but it's like it was just a good name. I hate how we had
it was. Like I still am bummed about it, but at the same time, I'm happy that so many people like Kimochi-con. Like that does mean a lot to me. But at the same time, I'm really proud of you with how you ran the security, and I'm really excited for this next year. Like this, there's been so many like wins this year that they're it sort of makes like the losses or like the failures, like bigger. But like even though hopefully there weren't that many failures for you, right?
I'm sure we all get failures.
Yeah.
Let me see. What happened?
Yeah.
Things definitely didn't go perfect,
Yeah.
right? But it's like I would say that I don't think about it too much because
That's good.
things have gone
That's
well.
good. For me, I dwell on like the sort of failures, but then again, like I try to frame it as like learning opportunities for sure.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
There's a Buddhist teaching about this, which is like impermanence or impermanence. So it's like to understand that like everything is like nothing is permanent. This goes a lot. When I initially heard this, it was about relationship stuff. So it's like understanding, or I applied to a relationship. It goes for almost everything across life. That nothing is permanent. That's all impermanence is. Big word for nothing. Nothing is permanent. So things happen and they will pass if you let them.
Yes.
And that's it. You don't have to stress. You don't have to like a mindset even is like not permanent. It's like I feel miserable right now. And you have to understand that that's right now. If you give it some time and you like do the proper steps, it's like you'll get better.
I like that.
It'll be okay. Let this pass and you'll be all right. And living like that makes it to where it's so much easier to deal with so much nonsense. I used to be so stressed when I was younger. I used to be like, chips on my shoulder was like an understatement.
Golly.
But I'm chilling.
That's
I'm
good.
just like,
Yeah, like I'm really proud of you.
okay.
Like, yeah, a lot of your philosophical teachings or mindset like, has washed over me too. And I really agree with you, like with that sort of impermanent mindset, and like just sort of the good and the bad things won't last forever. It's like,
right.
especially for the bad things, that won't last forever. The good things is like it makes me want to like enjoy it more now. Because I don't know like when things will change, right?
Yeah, no, like earlier this year, just zeroing in on your dating life again. Earlier this year, Godswill was dating a baddie. Boy was dating a straight baddie, like certified.
I'm happy. I was happy about that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was a moment in our life that we saw happen, and it was like, this is cool, man. Good for you, dog. She's dope, whatever. And then it didn't work out. And he was like, damn, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And now here he is. And he's like, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. This shit's great.
Yeah.
He's not worried about it. He's not worried about
Exactly.
It just happened, and we moved on.
Exactly.
Like, it's cool.
Like I do, like for a long time, yeah, I was stressing about like, oh, it's not happening. It's never gonna happen. And now it's starting to happen. I think especially like when I do calm down and like not think too heavily about it. And yeah, it didn't last, but I had a great time during it. And I'm actually sort of happy in a way it didn't last. Don't get me wrong, I would have liked it to last, but at the same time, I'm happy like where I am right now. Like I'm not saying like, she da. But it's like, I think things got misunderstood between us, and it sort of is what it is. Like I'm sort of learning. I'm trying to learn how to talk better through things that worry me. One thing I noticed about myself, or I finally learned about myself, especially like when it comes to dating, I sort of just shut down. Like when, like I'm like, all right, this is like too hard of a question. I'm not going to answer it. I guess or it's too.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like that's because. Hey, that's a good point. Actually, like that was like a lot more insightful than I expected. But like what's a good example? For example, like to like one of the girls, she's like, "Let's date," in a way, in a different way, and I'm like, no, because long distance, and like there was sort of like an immaturity that like I didn't personally appreciate, and I'm like, can I talk this out, or is this trying to change a person in a way, Yeah, like whereas like if it's something like I do want to like try more things or like try to talk things out more, but I tend to like sort of do, especially like when it comes to dating, and I'm like, all right, I don't know, this sounds too fundamental, at least to me, it sounds fundamentally tough. And like something you said earlier is like, yeah, I'm just not going for it, like, or I'm not choosing it. And I think that's it, like, although at the same time, I don't regret not choosing anybody in the past. I'm keeping things like super vague right now. Like one day I'm just gonna go through like my dating life, like I have gone like in person with many people.
Because I'm thinking to myself, like, it sounds like, and maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. It just sounds like one of those things where it's like, did you want to be in these relationships? Because otherwise, it sounds like you shutting down was like you giving her an answer in a sense.
Yeah, because a lot of times I do want to be in these relationships, but then there's something that's sort of like, all right, I need to fix this one thing, and then we can go. But it's not even like a long distance or, like, for example, okay, fuck it. Let me just get into it a little bit, like a little more vague. Because like I'm thinking about like the. Also, I'm about to sound like a man whore, I guess, but I'm not. At least I don't think so. Maybe I am. I don't know. So like the last few chicks like that I had dated, one chick like she left her boyfriend and then she came to me after like a little bit and she's like, "Hey, let's watch One Piece."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "Ooh, tell me more." But the guy, I'm not like tight friends with him, but I was friends with him. And
he's an outside circle.
yeah, exactly. And like he's like tight friends with some of my tight friends. And that sort of messed things up. And like everyone's like, the girl did this. And I'm personally like, let me just hear what she did. I heard what she did. It didn't sound that bad to me. But I still felt some sort of regret or some sort of guilt. There we go, some sort of guilt. And then the next girl after her also left her boyfriend and hit me up. And I was like, this is tight. But I'm actually closer friends with the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend now at this point, right? And things like I had to keep the relationship secret for a long time, which didn't help things. And then I think like with that particular situation, because you know the dude too, you know a lot of these dudes. But with that situation, I didn't want the dude to find out because like I like him, I like his friendship, but I like the girl too. And then she got mad at me, for I think a miscommunication thing, like where like I tried to fix it and it wasn't being accepted. Something with our car. The car thing. Yeah, you know that situation. Yeah. That car situation, I tried to fix it, kept trying to fix it in multiple ways, paid for it, wasn't being accepted. I'm just like, it is what it is, right? Who else? Connecticut girl. Connecticut girl. Like
that one I thought was a gold.
I really like her. I liked her. But two things. One, she kept talking about pregnancy and babies when I'm like, hold on, chill out. Hold on, chill out. Hold on, chill out. Didn't want to hold on, chill out. Like just
that's scary shit.
Just babies. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I do want a baby. Just not hold on. Let's get married first. Versus like, like let's go through the whole thing versus like two instances of hanging out, Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's rushing.
Yeah, exactly.
That shows bad judgment. That's what that shows.
Exactly.
That worries me as a person I'm gonna be tied to for the rest of my life. That worries me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Like this is our second instance. Don't get me wrong. Very intense instances, but at the same time, hold on, chill out. And we were long distance, and she didn't want to hear that. And she's like, "All right, let's be sexually exclusive." And I'm like, that sounds worse than dating. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against. Actually, I wasn't even against dating. But it was that she didn't want to meet my friends or talk to other people like in my circle, which worried me.
Because she didn't want to meet your friends?
Yeah, she didn't want to meet my roommate. She didn't want to. She's like, "Oh, I'm shy. I'm like,
you know what's interesting? I really don't enjoy that at all.
I don't like that at all either. I'm like, whoa. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind you being like not wanting to invest. Actually, no. Actually, for the people that are important in my life, I think that like it's important that you at least are aware of them.
Yes.
At least you said
that's
hi.
annoying.
I'm not saying they need to be your best friends either, but I'm thinking like if you make it more awkward by like avoiding them.
That is awkward. I feel like people don't know how awkward they're being.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, you know what's awkward? You not saying anything in a room full of people.
Oh my goodness. I'm just like
just do the basics.
Yes.
Do the intro level conversation.
Yes.
Hey, nice to meet you. My name's whatever.
Yes. And like just there you go. At least it's like, hey, at least they know that you exist versus like, hey, there's someone in his room the whole weekend and we don't know who she is.
Now you're so fucking weird.
Now I feel I'm a weirdo now, and she's a weirdo, and I'm just like, it didn't have to be like this. it was like those things, and like then like we never got to talk about it, and she got mad at me, blew up, and then just never got back to it. Another girl like who was dope, I think, was coworker, but different department. So hey, HR wouldn't have to get involved. But yeah.
Okay, I was like,
yeah. No. Distant coworker, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just things didn't work out for dumb, weird reasons, I guess. So,
Shit, was company party?
Yeah.
Or?
And we talked more after, but then it was hard to talk to her. Also, the fact, like, she's like, hey, talk to me between 3 and 4 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm like, what?
That sounds like convenience.
I was just sort of like...
Maybe I'm wrong, but, like, if a girl's trying to talk to me and I'm not that interested, and I tell her, yo, talk to me from, like, 6 to 6:30, like, Monday through Thursday. That sounds like literally I'm leaving work, going to the gym. I need something to do while I'm in the car.
100%. Like, I was just like, whoa, that's really unfortunate. It's like, like I thought
I'm interested, just not interested enough.
Yeah.
And it's like at that point, what are we doing?
Exactly. I was just like, look, we could be just platonic friends. Like, and also with all these girls, I have offered platonic friendship, but I guess it's hard to go back and forth. Like, I'm just like, look, y'all, like, I definitely want to do more. If you are a cute, a very attractive woman who, we bond with, I'm always going to want to do more. But if you don't want to do more, then I'm super happy to do less. Just be friends and talk some more. But then things get weird. I don't know. So I would say that's like the minus point. That and family stuff like have been like the minus point for this year. But otherwise, this year has been dope. Even the fact that like I'm able to talk to like women that I'm very interested in. Hell, like this was not a thing that used to happen before, So, and things are even happening sort of actively now. Well, nothing's happening right now, but things are sort of happening. How about you?
You're chilling.
Yeah. How?
You seem like you're doing well.
Honestly, life is great. It's like things have been super dope. In fact, something that might inspire a little jealousy. But I got a PS5 for free this year.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so what you just told me, here's I just heard you. Here's I just heard. I'm going to summarize this. I'm going to be really reductive here. I'm just going to say there's people out here who are struggling. There's guys out here who are part of the red pill community. Yes. They're losers. They're essentially losers.
Yeah.
And they're doing everything they can to attract women. You, from what I have seen, have dated 3 baddies this year, or had been in relations with three women like this that are very attractive, and you got a PS5 for free, and you have a good job that you don't hate. Dog, they're still living at their mom's house. They're still upset. They don't like their job. They're not getting any attention from women because they're generally being idiots. You're doing okay. You should be happy.
You know what? Yes, you're right. This year has been really dope. And even with breaking it off with these women, nothing bad happened. Like at least like something I'm gonna get canceled for. It's just like, okay, we're not for each other. Even like the sort of crazier ones is like, all right, the craziest situation didn't happen. So, yay, thank God.
That's something you learn as you get older. I remember when I was younger, I didn't care about like the yellow flags or red flags of women. Like now that I'm older, like crazy is a no-go.
Yes.
Like in me, I'm just like I don't have energy for
Good
this.
shit. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, honestly.
No, because when we were younger.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Like I remember seeing you in situations just surrounded by like crazy baddies, or like, oh, I can go back to my ex, and you stayed strong for the most part, at least far as I could see. I'm proud of you. And these days, it sounds like you're like, all right, this sounds like a trap. We're gonna avoid it. We're gonna just avoid the fighting situation, and we're gonna have fun.
It's just not. It disrupts your peace so much. I'm just like, I don't have to stress about how someone else is feeling when I wake up in the morning. Like, get the text and be like, what did this mean? What are you talking?
Yeah.
Why didn't you text me back right away?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to feel all that. Like, I'm like, yeah, if you're not adding to my experience, like it's like playing a video game, right? Like this is life.
Yes.
And this is my reality. This is my game. This is my save file. And I'm like,
I like
I'll
that.
play with you. You'll be a good co-op player, and you're constantly just irritating me. I'm like, why are you taking all the ammo?
Uh,
Like, you're making this so much more
exactly.
difficult than it has
We
to
can't
be.
go to legendary mode if we're still squabbling about like all this foundational stuff, right? We need to have that sync. So as 1+1 = 5, right?
We want the same shit out of
Yep.
this, right? Especially if you're competitive. This is all analogy somewhat, but it's like I played with this one girl. She joined the Discord. She played some games with us, and I remember her. She wanted to be in a relationship, and I was just kind
Oh
of
yeah.
like doing my thing. I was like, oh, relax, let's talk, whatever. So she joins Discord. We're all playing. I think we're just playing Apex, and I remember what turned it all down for me immediately was it was like disqualified her from doing like anything. It's sadly, I
Yeah.
didn't disqualify her. It just made it a lot
Yeah.
harder. Was her lack of effort in almost everything she does that seems difficult sometimes. So she doesn't really want to work out, and she doesn't really want to. When we were playing Apex, she would die a lot, which is fine. I knew she's like, I don't play a lot. I haven't played in a little bit. I just got back on recently. I was like, that's fine. I don't care. Like whatever. I don't play this game a lot either anymore. But we were jumping in a couple games, and she would die. And then instead of just being like, oh, like my mindset is generally progress,
Yeah.
right? Get
Yeah,
better
we'll learn.
at whatever
Exactly.
you're doing.
Learn from what just happened.
Yeah.
Huh?
She would just like rattle off like, oh, I didn't really care, like whatever. And then be like, okay, well, we set up another game. So we go into the next game. And then she would do the same. She would die again, which is fine. But it'd be like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. Like this game is like just like for fun. I'm like, why are you giving me? I haven't asked you your reason for dying. You're giving me reasons for why you don't care. To substitute, like you're trying to use that as a guise for you feeling bad about losing. You're like, just accept the loss and be like, oh shit, I gotta, maybe I pick up a different weapon next time. Maybe I stand around you next time we figure this out. There was no figuring it out. It was just like
This doesn't matter.
Excuses for why I'm not good at this game. I'm not going to get any better. So I was like, I can't. And for me, it translated to her actual mentality on real life shit, which is like things happen and she just kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is kind of gross.
Yeah. Because I'm about to say, I was actually about to ask, is like, did it translate to real life stuff or like,
It did.
and that sucks. Okay. Because I could.
The self improvement's not like a factor for her. It's not something that she cares about. Maybe she'll get older and it'll change, but self improvement's huge for me. Like all I want to do is like get better at
No, I
things
agree.
and take care of
I
myself.
that's the mindset like I hope to have with me too. Like if we're not getting better, like we're just decaying, right? And it's like, like it also like, working out. Just you work out a ton, right? Like being healthy is a big part of your life. Even talking nutrition, and like as like on the daily or regular,
We're at that age where you're not. What you're saying is like factual now. It's because we are literally decaying now. At this, generally at 32, we're at that point where we're about to either we are already or we're about to be there, to where our body's not like metamorphosizing up anymore. It's now decaying, right? So your bone density is going to drop. If you're not doing anything, if you stand at home, bone density is dropping. Your musculature is dropping. Your everything is getting worse unless you're actively making it better. And it'll get worse as you get older. So it's like, dog, you have to take care of yourself.
100%.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, especially like people like, ooh, my back hurt, and I'm like, are you stretching? Are you doing something?
Are you doing anything?
Yeah, exactly.
To make this better.
Like it's like, we are definitely at that age where it's like, y'all, like we don't have time. We can't. I wish we could be like, don't do anything. I think about it all the time when I work out. Like where I'm like, if I didn't have to work out, I wouldn't. Like I would love to just wake up, sit in the chair, play video games, and smoke until like I'm whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm going to die. So I'm like, all right, I gotta do these stretches. I gotta do this workout. I got
I'll die being able to move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
otherwise you'll be caged before you die. Like it'll be like 60-year-old guys when he can barely move. I'm like, oh yeah, we used to go to the club or we used to go to this bar, but I can't really take him there. He has a hard time walking with his skills.
Especially like in the future.
Dog, at least you're doing mobility work. At least you're moving your body around, doing something so it doesn't lock up on you.
Exactly.
I
think
huge.
about that a lot. I'm like, I don't want to live with pain. I want the pain to go away, but hopefully like in a way that's not gonna make me, worse in other ways. Like hopefully I can be a win-win situation where like my whole body feels good and I'm able to do the things I need to go do. Right. I'm able to go to the places I want to go. I think about Japan. I think a lot of Americans would need to work out before they go to Japan. Like go walk around a lot more before you go to Japan, right? Especially if you don't like seafood. What are you gonna do in Japan? I don't know, right? People say like I want to go to Japan, but they're not prepared to go to Japan yet.
Is there any big people in Japan?
No, they're like if there's big people, they're foreigners, and like foreigners haven't been there for a long time. And, like I remember seeing a few people. I was like, wow, that person is big. Like there was the two things. One, I wish that there was more asses out there. I was like, damn, Japanese food is too healthy. It's just,
it's very slim.
Yeah, I'm just like, or. I'm like, that was something I was happy about when I got back to America. I was like, I did miss that. It was very healthy.
All that seafood,
yes, because like you would eat a meal and you'd be like, I'm full, but it's gonna like I don't feel like stuffed or like I feel energized and ready to do whatever I need to do. And then your stomach would be like naturally empty, but not depleted by the next mealtime. Like it felt like I was eating enough fiber or like enough good stuff throughout the day. I felt great.
That's insane where the government like almost regulates the food you're eating. So it's like quite literally you're over there and you're getting healthy just eating their diet. Like you were just eating what you're supposed to be eating. You're eating actual fish, you're eating actual rice, you're eating like essentially very lightly processed or non-processed foods. Not that they don't have that. Like they have things like that, but a lot of the foods you're eating are just what they are. Then you come over here and it's like, because I do this on the weekend. On the weekends, I always eat like random stuff. Today I've been really healthy, and yesterday the same thing. But on the weekends I get kind of dirty, and it's like I'll sit there and I'll watch anime and I'll be watching it and I'll be eating Whataburger, and there's like a whole 2-hour period after I'm done eating Whataburger, I'm just sitting there on the couch like, man, I need to take a nap because all my energy in my body's being focused on my digestive just to burn this garbage ass food.
Yeah, man.
Like. It's like, what did you take in just now, dog? It's like,
yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And like, you're doing better than most people. You work out regularly, like very regularly. Like you actually think about your nutrition. You talk to a nutritionist. Like you are doing the work that like most people aren't doing at all, and you can still feel this way in America, and it's such a damn shame.
There's like that you notice that. Like that you notice like a full stomach when you're healthy and a full stomach when you're eating shit are two different
very
things.
Different, and I don't know if a lot of Americans like know that,
They have no idea. A lot of people don't understand. They don't hear their bodies like that. They don't get it. It's weird.
Sad.
It's not weird. It's something you have to learn.
Yeah, I think you gotta relearn, honestly. It's like in America, it's like a lot of food has been. It's just like also like just people don't think to go eat vegetables out here. You have to eat like meat with every meal, like that's like sort of mindset. And then fish doesn't count as meat really to a lot of people. People love saying they hate fish. People are a lot more picky out here.
It's hella light and it counts as meat as far as protein and stuff. It gives you a lot of nutrients, a lot. I don't like the way it smells,
which is fair. But also, I mean, people will be like, I hate seafood as a whole. I'm like, that's a bummer. People like want to eat. Like I've been trying to eat less pork, this year. Just like, maybe I should just like. I also want to go to conventions. I try to eat like a vegetarian meal like once a day at least. Just like straight up, just straight up like vegetables or like the vegetarian option, so I can have something healthy. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that way when you have your dirty meal later, it's like you only have one dirty meal and then a meal that had almost, it was just nutrients and like very little calories, so it balances it out.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
Yep. And like Anime Expo, or Anime NYC, November. Like I know everyone's getting sick, so like I always drink like a green smoothie. Just like vegetables, kale, ginger, lemon. Do like that whole thing just to get the day started, and great.
I appreciate it. Like I had a friend, I was out at this bar for her birthday, and she was being cool. She'd be just a good friend. Because a lot of my women friends are like that, where they're very affirming. Some of them. One of them is a complete bitch. Most of them are very affirming. And I was out there for her birthday, and we were just chilling, and she was like, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta normally before I came out here, I had to eat pretty healthy. I knew I was gonna go crazy tonight, just eat everything at the table, right, and drink and everything else. It's your birthday. And she's like, oh yeah, you don't have to, like, she's like, you look really good, whatever, you don't have to You know, not worry about your weight too much, whatever. But my thing is like, I kind of do because it's like I know, and I told her straight up, I was like, I do because I know that when I put my pants on, if they feel tighter to me, I'm very aware of it, right? Like physically, I look in the mirror, I'm like, this doesn't look right anymore. You know what I mean? Like certain things look right on you when you're a certain weight, and then once you get to a certain weight, you're like, oh, I'm looking like it. It doesn't look right to me.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
And that's my thing. I was like, I have to just be honest with myself. And I think a lot of people get in this habit of like over acceptance of things that aren't actually good for you. You have to realize like someone has to be honest with yourself or someone has to be honest because a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves, and they hear all these ideas online like, oh, the fat acceptance, oh, oh, whatever, and they co-opt it and like, well, sounds good, makes my life easier. I accept it too, and I'm like, bro, I get the idea of fat acceptance. It's not a bad thing. Like those people are gonna exist. Those people,
those people
are like that are gonna exist. Yeah, it sounds terrible.
I know what you mean.
But it's like the idea is like things like that are gonna exist. Thyroid issues are gonna exist. I would never say mock these people. Like that.
Don't bully them.
But it's like don't do that. That's crazy. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, if you can change it, I would advise you to change it because it's not healthy.
Exactly.
That's the reality of the situation. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's like
I'm with you.
If I have a friend, if you got really big, if you started getting bigger, I'm talking like 20 pounds bigger. I'm talking like if you started getting bigger, like I'm talking add 60 pounds to Godswill, and now I'm seeing him actively get bigger. I'd be like, yo, we've got to talk about this, man. And unless you really kick back with like, yo, shut the fuck up, I would try to be like, hey, this is what we're gonna start doing. Like I'm gonna start counting this shit for you. We're gonna figure this out. That's just not. Unless you don't care. If you don't care about the person, then whatever. Yeah. But it's a health problem. That's
I'm
the thing.
with you. I like what you're saying. Because we know in America that America's not healthy, and it's like I think like it's fine to be big, but it's like, are you being healthy, right? Like, are you doing like what you can to like help your health as best as possible? Like, we should not be belittling people or like making people feel bad about like what they do. Something I would like to say Channel 5, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like you saw it. We talked about a San Francisco episode, right? Like a little bit during work.
The different stuff.
Yep. And it's like, a lot of people like have unfortunate drug addictions, right? And like some people like there's one guy like that, like he likes to go video the people and be like, you should clean yourself up, you should do all that, right? And like it feels like that should work. But at the same time, like when they went to like the facilities for like taking the drugs safer. I forget what the crisis centers, I guess, right? And like the one thing that they said is like helping people with shame doesn't work. It just makes them like retreat or like hide it, right? Like or
makes them feel worse. And that's probably why they're doing what they're doing in the first place. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times.
I was really happy that like he talked to one dude like who had fallen into it with like the pain pills, like after an injury, right? And then like he had fallen like where now he's selling stolen stuff like on the street. And he seemed like a good dude, but like had really fallen, But you could see like how the questions like the Andrew, Channel 5 host, was asking, like, and it sort of like brought it out in a sort of natural, nice way, I guess, and I like the way that you like it's not healthy that like this dude's on the street, but like belittling him with shame doesn't help him to get better. But then to like sort of go like in a caring way of like, hey, what are ways that you are gonna like help yourself? This isn't healthy. I'm not gonna belittle you, but like we are gonna try to see what we can do, I guess, right?
Conversationalism with compassion. I think that's something people forget all the time. When you conversate, if you want to know the right questions to ask, you don't ask questions that make the person feel stupid. Because a lot of people do that. They debate people, right? They're like, well, you just said this. What do you mean by this? And like they do that shit. It's not about that. Like if you want to get the right line of questioning, you line your question with actual compassion for the person.
I like that.
What are they feeling? And then you ask that when you're like, okay, listen, like, well, what about this? Like, does this make sense to you? Like, because I would like you to be off the streets because I don't think you enjoy this. And they'll tell you, like, I feel like a lot of times you can really open people up with just that, and it's just learning how to conversate and add that in all your conversations. It helps tremendously compared to just the moral high ground, which what the first guy was doing.
Yes.
And it was so weird to me that he was doing that because, like, one of two things happening when he was doing that. I was like, either he's grifting and this is the whole thing he just does to get views and to be like, nah, I'm a right winger and people pay me to do whatever, which ended up being the case probably.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
that was his job.
Yeah, it ended up being that was
Yep.
his job. Or I was like, he's completely oblivious to how he's coming
Yeah.
off to these people.
Eh,
Because I would hate that if I was going through hard times, like I was just going through the roughest. Like maybe I didn't have medication and things were just going
yes.
bad. We had a friend who this actually happened to. You remember this? Ended up
Oh
moving
yeah.
out of
Okay. That
state
was
and
yeah.
we lost track of him and he was going through it. He hadn't been going through a rehabilitation center on because the police brought him in. All this stuff happened, and I would hate if he was going through that and we know who he is, and he's just going through a rough time. His brain is very foggy. Things are going rough. He remembers you. He knows the friendships y'all had. And he's on the streets, like, just trying to eat a sandwich. And some dude's like, yo, bro, get up off the floor. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
You're like, dog, I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you with that. Like, and also too many people, like, from their TVs, like, or just sitting down, like, and, watching TV, think that, oh, yes, I'm doing better than that person. I can tell that person what to do. But yeah, it's like we're losing compassion for like other people, like we're segmenting. Like it sort of sucks that we have to be like we're thinking as those people of non-American. It's just like we're forgetting that they're human. It's like like all over the world. It's like should we be rooting for the best for like everybody? Like I don't understand. Like you don't have to be American to deserve compassion, right? Like it's such a bummer. Like how like pulled apart like we are these days, but
very segmented from we're constantly. I think there's like a weird culture of us constantly trying to prove that we're better than everybody else, and that becomes ingrained in who we are as people. Like your identity is not just your identity; it's your identity which is better than this guy. I need y'all to know that I'm like he's smart, but
yes, us, me, and you better than those people.
Yeah, everyone else. Idiots, dog. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And
that's honestly.
That's why y'all listening to us. Idiots.
I think that's
like
that's
crazy.
well said, honestly. And it bums me out. Like, but like I'm proud. I'm honestly really proud of you. Like you have like reminded me of like people are people. Like even like online, like just as I said earlier on, I am ready to pull out the band hammer quick. I'm like I don't got time to deal with these people, or these people are repeat offenders. But you're like, no, let's see if we could just reach out to these people, like genuinely try to understand where these people are coming from, or like maybe address like whatever problems they have, And I think more times than not, you have succeeded with that. Like we have won. Like I think about our job a lot. I feel like one of our goals this year was like to make this company more than just. Make us cool, honestly. Like, let's keep it real. Like, whereas, like, we're actual people that know what the fuck's happening on the streets. We watch the shows too. We, we know how to talk to people.
Because we are playing behind the 8 ball on that. Because, like, realistically, when you look at the other company that we're facing, which is Funimation, Crunchyroll, facing, I say that, but like, they're,
yes.
they're
I know what you
tandem
mean.
with us. Yeah, when we look at the company that we're up against popularity-wise, like that running. They have anime, and anime is considerably cooler than manga, right?
Like reading books versus like a TV show that has all the bells and whistles.
Exactly. We're books. You gotta read. Crazy. So it's like we got the nerds and the hardcore kids, right? That's the idea.
That's a good point.
So to be able to like get in there and be like, hey guys, this is actually like dope because you get all the information first, and then you're in the know, and then you can use your crazy enough. I know this is people don't understand this idea because we're in the future now, right? But you can use your imagination to fill in the gaps of the panels, and it makes it amazing sometimes.
Like a crazy thing is like, I mean, me and you, I feel like for sure I was against it. I can only imagine you were against it, like when we first started, right? But it worked out.
Oh yeah. When I was first, I was not into manga.
Same. I was just like, I don't know. Anime is like really cool, but I'm with you though. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I love both anime and manga. I think they work both hand in hand. Like I think there have been, like just you said earlier, also like there has been some better manga, which I'm glad I read. I mean, The Promised Neverland, that was supposed to be the one that was supposed to change everything, and that the only way to read it, or the only way to like enjoy it at all, is through reading it, right?
That was so good.
Dorohedoro, unfortunately, still I don't know if he'll ever get a season 2.
They sped through that shit so fast.
They did, like.
I'm reading it now. I'm like, bro, there's like half the story they just skipped out on to
Really?
make that
Oh
that
wow.
season. It
I
feels
gotta
that
start
way.
it. I gotta start it. I gotta start it. Like there's so many things to read right now. Like right now I'm reading Vagabond. I just made it to chapter 102. Oh my god.
I need to get in there,
Bruh.
dog. I need to get in that Vagabond
Bro.
life.
Like I'm like, yes, it deserves this masterpiece title, like at where I'm at right now. I know you will love it. You will absolutely love it. I want you
Versace's the goat, bro.
I
Oh
really
my
want to get
god.
your opinion on the MMA manga. Like I would love just to see like what you think about it. I know you're reading so many other things. That's why I'm not like
Is it still
yeah,
going,
I
or
think
is
it's
it
like
like
chapter 23 right now. Yeah.
okay?
So yeah, it's early. Like I read the first seven chapters. I really liked it. I liked it. At least not I'm not sure if I really liked it, but I liked it. I was like, this is a pretty cool title. Let's see where it goes. I was talking to Jarek about it, and like
Okay.
he said he liked it too. He was the one who put me on it. But he said like there's like one thing they do that's like sort of unrealistic, but like I would love to see what your take in the professional.
That's what got me about. Remember Tokyo
Yes.
Avengers? The season one had me like
Yes.
enthralled. I was like, yo, this shit is so good, and it got so unrealistic. I think it was season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It was like, remember the church scene with the older
Yeah.
brother, and he was like an MMA
Yes.
fighter who also was in the gang
Yes.
shit, and he was just fucking everybody up. But I was like, okay, I was still in it. I was like, cool. Like this is all cool, whatever. But it's like people just don't die. Like Takemichi got hit like with boulders and bricks, and
He still
fighting,
just
bro.
he
I'm
stands
like-
up. He says a speech. He's like, "Power of friendship."
He starts crying. I'm not gonna die. I'm like, bro.
Oh my goodness. God, although
I'm confused, dog. I feel like, is this kid on bad?
I know, right? It was like how one the shit they're going through, like where I'm like, y'all are going through some warfare. This is way more than just like bike gang shit, right? But then
Are you watching it?
no.
currently?
Like I read it, and like I want to watch the anime because I've heard like so many great things about it. But like also I'm like, there's just so many things to watch right
Anime
now.
falls off.
Yeah,
In my opinion, I might be wrong. I know we're going to anime talk, but fuck it. I'm like, with this anime in particular, like I enjoyed the first season a lot. It moved on, and then certain things, because there's time travel and shit, that's always a hard thing to make work. I feel like unless they're going to explain to me later, there's a point where this character Kisaki, who I'm sure you probably remember, guy with glasses.
That guy.
I remember guessing in season 1, being like, this dude definitely, you know what I mean? And for people who haven't read it, like he definitely is also on that shit. But I wasn't sure. So I was like, but I mean, it would only make sense. I was like, this only makes sense. Everything, you know, like how things keep changing in the future. Well, at one point, like the main character, I'll say this, doesn't work out for him in the future. So it goes back to the past, and there's a big gang fight, and Kisaki pulls the toolie out, puts it to his head. He's like, I'm so done dealing with your shit. And this is back when they're like 14, 15. And the main character puts his forehead to the gun and is like, do it then. Da-da-da-da-da. And everyone's like quiet. And I'm like, and then Kisaki starts freaking out and breathing all hard. And he's like, oh. And then he's like, grabs the gun, do it. Why are you scared? And then he doesn't do it and falls back. And I'm like, dog, you've killed like 5 people. What
It was like, why now?
now?
Yeah, why now do you feel any way about it, right?
I was so taken out, Godswill. I was like, what is happening? I was like, this story doesn't make. It's just like the plot armor is so ridiculous. It's so insane.
God,
bro, the One Piece characters
I'm
wish
about
they
to
had
say,
plot
I was
armor
like,
like
you
this,
hadn't
dog.
said that about like One Piece like that.
Not like this.
Man, like you're not wrong, honestly. Like where, because I was gonna watch the anime, but then at that time the manga also started falling off too. Like everyone was like, stop reading manga right now. Like it ends just, and it's just like, all right.
Stop it
And I
right
was
now.
like, I guess I will stop it now. And then I just haven't looked back. Like I've been wanting to watch anime, but I heard mixed reviews like that. So I'm like, And also there's too many things to watch. Too many things. I just finished Scott Pilgrim. That was really good. Yeah, that's because also that's the group that's doing Dandadan anime. Yes, sir.
That shit is
Yes.
hilarious. They did it. They were funny in the show. I'm happy Dandadan's gonna be funny too. I'm happy.
so hyped.
Scott Pilgrim on season. I'm on episode 2. I finished episode 2. I'm on 3. So, and they went a different route. I thought it was gonna be I thought it was a reinterpretation of the movie. It's going
and the way they do it in the anime, I think, was brilliant. Brilliant. I was like, this is the way to do it. Especially like, watching Scott Pilgrim movie today feels a little like, we don't do that anymore. You can't do that. And I think they righted all the wrongs with the anime. Yes.
Really? With the movie, it doesn't feel right anymore?
A lot of people will say like it feels like like you hear like a joke from like 2006.
Oh, like the vegan jokes?
And like they sort of like make it like where it's like, oh, it's not cringy. Yeah. Like I
because it was definitely a time when the hipsters are taking off and veganism was blowing up and like it was like a time. It was a time 2010ish, 15ish.
What I say is like before 2012, everybody was pretty ratchet, cringy. Everyone was saying all types of slurs to each other, pretty much, and like in a way, I sort of miss that sort of rawness. But at the same time, I'm sort of glad, like, after 2012, like, we were like, hey, maybe we shouldn't, say mean things to gay people. Maybe we shouldn't say, offhand racist things to just every type of group of person, Maybe we should try to at least, like, understand about different groups of people,
No, agreed. I think what's happening is, like, so, I think about this a lot, and I attribute a lot of things, like the way I view life, I attribute a lot to this. I think that the internet has changed the way everything functions. Like, regardless if it's affecting it or not, the way people move around each other has been adjusted according to the internet. Your level of self-importance has been adjusted according to the internet. If I go outside, no one knows who the fuck I am. You know what I mean?
Joshua Kwai?
Yeah, dog. Like, it's like, I feel like we have this thing where I was watching a movie called The Iron Claw yesterday with Juliet. Went out to watch it with her, and it was cool. It was one of those movies about 4 brothers. I love it. You should go watch it. It's about 4 brothers, and they're called they're Von Erichs, and they were a wrestling family. But it's like when you watch this whole movie, it's like them just hanging out, going down the river, doing stuff, and like this happened in the 80s and stuff like that. But it's like they're just hanging out, going down the river. They're drinking. They're going to like one of their brothers had a band thing. They all went out together. Like they snuck out the house, pushed the car so it wouldn't have to start the motor. They're doing things together, and it's like no one was on their phone the whole movie because there's no phones like that, right?
No phones.
They're just it feels different. Like the whole vibe of everything in pre-2010 feels different than 2000. I guess that's 2005 realistically. Everything pre that feels different. Right? Because before the Razr came out and the Nokia
the
brick phone, before we started becoming connected and the internet specifically, because 2005 I believe. 2005 was YouTube's inception, and I think Twitter came out 2006, something like that. Yeah, so it's like at that point we're now on the point where we're on social media because we already had MySpace and stuff, but now we're on social media seriously.
Yes,
right, and people cancel culture caught on. At this point, I don't think people understand. Like back in the past, the reason people were so, I guess, brash about the things they would say, which, like you said, to your credit, some things are better now. It's good that we don't say the F word. Like, we don't say fidget and stuff like that, right?
I like that.
Like, it's better that way. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm looking at it like we kind of got lost in the sauce. We've given kids, because a lot of these kids don't even have profile pics, we've given children the ability to influence actual people online. People who have done nothing with their lives yet. There's no reason we should listen to their counsel on anything. They're like, they will get mad. They'll be like, why are you wearing those braids? You're not black. It's cultural appropriation. And I'm like, dog, that's not the problem I'm trying to fight right now.
Honestly.
That is not really an issue for me. And last time I met a white dude with braids, I was not upset with him. I'll be honest with you.
I'm bummed at, like, I would say, because I do want to listen to kids. I do want to be like, all right, what's important to y'all? But it would be like, oh, okay, I'm a kid. I don't know these opinions yet. And be like, okay, chill out, kid.
We weren't involved with those opinions. We weren't in those spaces because there was no internet to put us there. We were just on recess.
I am hoping that, like, we're having the battles now So that way, like, the foundation will be laid out better in the future, you know? Like, where it's like, okay, yeah, we
Yes.
don't say fidget anymore, right? We don't say fidget anymore.
Mhm.
But at the same time, and like, I'm hoping, like, we're just going through it right now, like, whereas, like, we're getting to the dumb shit, you know? Like, whereas, like, oh, you can't wear dreadlocks, that's only for black people. And then eventually, like, okay, we figured that out in the internet war of 2025, I guess. I hope we don't have an internet war, but, you know, at the same time,
But it's strange. Like it's those ideas that you don't know how to
yes.
think yet, but you know what to think because someone told
Yes.
you that, and you're thinking that, and then the corporations don't know who this is. They see 12 people on the comment section. They want DVDs. I'm like, yeah, of course they want DVDs. They can't afford
Yes,
Blu-ray.
exactly,
They're
right.
children.
And, like, let's see how many
Like-
people, like,
like-
are these 12 people going to buy the 1,000 stock that we have, right?
Yes. I'm like, dog, because all the adults
Yeah.
don't care. They're not responding because like,
Yeah.
Pokemon DVDs. Why not?
It's like, well,
Like, you know what I
here's
mean?
what the
Like,
streets are actually saying. They don't actually watch Blu-ray anymore because no one has a Blu-ray player except for, you know, even PS5s come without disc drives these days, right?
yeah, everything's just download.
Although like straight
it's
up,
cool.
actually, so funny enough, like I got a PS5 without the disc, but I ended up getting a PS5 with the disc. Like, I paid for it, but then I did a whole thing. It worked out really good. But
Okay.
I was like, I have to get the disc because just in case, like we've been seeing like HBO take away movies, right? Like on the streaming service, right? Netflix take away movies and TV shows. Even PlayStation, like apparently, like they'll like unlist some games, you know, and like unlist some digital games.
You downloaded it.
Yeah,
you lose
apparently
it.
like, they can't even take it away.
That's great.
You know, remember PT, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
That's still there, isn't it? Or did it update?
yeah, they get, like there was an update. Like if you update it, it deletes itself. So that's why people like turned off like internet, and they would sell the PS4s without, you know, it just had the PT on it. You know,
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit. Then again, I believe in humans being able to do what is necessary to get the thing. Oh, at least these days, I don't know. And also, I like what you said about like the era before the movies. I'm really hoping that like we become better people because we have
through the internet.
You know, it's too late. We can't put a genie back in the bottle. You know,
Yeah.
you can't really go
We have to
anywhere
adjust.
in the world and like not have the internet anymore. I wish we could. I wish we could have. I wish every kid could have like the sort of era that we had. You know, like whereas like we had an era without internet and phones, and then we grew up with it. Versus like the kids were just sort of born into it these days, right?
We got in our teenage
Yeah,
years.
that was a
like
perfect time.
Like early.
At least I think so.
Yeah.
I feel
It was like 15. 15 is when we started
Yeah.
getting stuff.
not too
Yes,
old
yes, yes.
where you're like, oh, it is this technology, da 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 da, and you get controlled by it. But then not where you're born into it, like where you're born into the Matrix, and you're also born into it, right?
Yeah, because it's so easy to get scooped up into like some kind of random, group, like extremist group. And I say extremist, I'm not just talking about war. I mean like the red pill stuff, the black pill, whatever it might be. Like it's so easy to get swept up into some
Yeah,
weird
the algorithm.
shit.
The algorithm is deciding like where
Yeah.
you're gonna go, right?
Yep, off of like something you chose one day to look at, and all of a sudden now you're like on some weird
Honestly,
stuff.
like, low key on my algorithm, I was like, I want like a little more ass and titties, but not too much, Like I just
Mine pushes it too much on Instagram.
I did it like where it was
Instagram-
like, all right, none. And then I was like, all right, as a single man, I need a little bit, not too much, but like I like my anime. I have my anime, my dance, nature, like language learning stuff, philosophy, what else? But I was like also like, all right, I need a little bit of ass and titties, but not too much where it's just like my whole feed is just
Because the thing is, I think they get me because, like, yeah, I love ass and titties too. Not gonna lie to you, but it's like I think they get me because on Instagram specifically, there'll be cringy ass chicks sometimes, like trying to get likes. So what they'll do is they'll pay like a bigger, a bigger
yeah,
page,
like Nugget.
to, like,
Yeah,
put
yeah.
videos up. You know how it is. And I'll be subscribed to those pages
Yes.
for the memes. Now all of a sudden, seeing some like 20-year-old girl like doing some fucking weird TikTok dance or something, or working out, but trying to get like attention, and I'm like it's fine. I get it. Do your hustle.
I
Whatever.
just don't like those posts.
But I'm just like,
I don't like those posts. Like I try to like avoid those posts, and if I see too much of it,
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like those. I usually like
Yeah.
almost everything. I don't
yeah,
like
you
those
actively think about
on
it, right?
purpose. Yeah, but it's like I look at it because it's so cringy.
Yeah, you're giving
So
them
I'm
the
like,
views.
I'm looking at the post. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, and then my algorithm was like, yo, you spent a lot of time on that post. I'm like, yeah, but not for the reason you thought.
Yeah,
Not for the reason you thought I did,
yeah,
dog.
I know, but it still is like, well, you like it though, right? And it's like, well, I don't not like it, but also I don't like
Yeah.
it. You know, like this is like such a cringy way. Oh,
Then they start combining my likes because then they know that they're like, okay, so I guess you like some ass and titties, sir. And I'm like, okay, well you're not wrong, but like I don't want to see that
yeah.
shit. And then they're like, what about anime asses? I'm like, interesting, but I'm all right. And they're like, what about ass and titties who work out? And then like my whole page is just like my For You page is a bunch of thick like workout chicks. I'm like, damn, they got me.
Damn.
Fuck. I'm in, and then I'm like, I'm scrolling through. Like, I went there to go look for specific shit.
Oh,
and all of a
I
sudden,
hate Instagram search page, man. Like I hate like you press you try to go on the search bar and then gives you like everything else, you know, everything that you might like, and you forget what you were there to search for. Does that happen to you, or is that just me?
all the time, bro.
I get so distracted. I'm like, I was here doing some work. I was here to go look up a person I need to work with, and now I forgot. Cause
Yeah, dog. I'll be like, yo, that was hilarious. What's the name of that song? Let me look it up real quick because I'll see it on like a thing. And as I type it in, I'm like, she can squat 265.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, I'm trying to be active in like liking things. Let me just look at my profile now. Actually, I'm very interested. Like, how good of a job did I do? Okay, mine doesn't look super bad. Okay, like I thought it was like really bad.
Oh, that's ballsy. You put that shit up.
I know this is crazy to do, but I have Japanese like 1-2. I have like some flexibility stuff. The thing that I thought would be bad was low cost cosplay. So that's good. Okay, I thought I was like, okay, I got titties now. Yeah, so mine's looking sort of solid. I got some art stuff. I got a little bit of anime girls, but you know it's not that bad. It could have been worse. So I'm happy. Like what I've been trying to do is like, all right, let me actively like, because like also like Instagram is like insidious, you know, just change like its algorithm and like its format like a lot, and I'm always like, okay, let me make sure like I like a lot of the stuff that isn't just ass and titties, so, but just enough, you know, to be like, hey, I still like it a little bit, but not too much. Instagram, you know, I try to like hide people, I feel like people need to like learn how to curate their internet algorithm, you know, like be like, all right, like for example, Twitter was the worst about this, like where there's the For You and the following page, right? And like it just changed everybody on that because Elon needs people to like this stuff, right? And it gives you, and like for me, that is like the worst of like America, is like fight posts and car crashes and hot girls, and it's just like, all right, you're gonna stay on our posts as long as possible, right? And I had to actively be like, I don't like this, or hide this stuff, or block these pages because it's just inciting like a lot of sort of bullshit, honestly, you know?
No, I agree. I feel like this is like we've tangented over from wherever the fuck we were initially.
I love
it's okay.
We need to do more episodes, me and you. I've liked this whole conversation. I think this has been.
Yeah, I'm sure. I thought it was way longer than it was. I'm like, oh, I know it. Yeah. No, but I was like, one of the things, I love this bag.
I keep looking at it too. Like, I was like, those are crispy pictures. Like, you did a great job. I keep looking at my room, and I'm like, I got a lot of stuff. I wish you could see it, but I like how you did yours.
No, but what was I gonna say? It's fucking echo chambers. I was just talking to my friend even about this. We were out working out, and it was like Christmas. We were working out like
on Christmas.
But yeah, nice. It was literally Christmas night. We were just at the gym, like just chilling. We don't usually work out together. I was like, hey man, you trying to get a lift in? He's like, yeah, my gym's always open. So I was like, cool. I just drove over to his town. We just knocked that shit out.
That's dope.
And, we were in the parking lot talking. It was fun. It was me and him just never work out together anymore. So I was like, we're talking in the parking lot, and I was telling him about the echo chambers and the problem of this, because like it kind of goes into what you were saying, which is like there's like ideas that perpetuate themselves, which is somewhat normal for everything, right? If something is spoken around, like if all my friends are like, hey, guys, we don't say the R word anymore, which is the darty, right? We don't say that anymore. And that's just how y'all think, because like one person said it rang off to two more people, and they're like, hey, we don't accept that word. So everyone just
Which is
accepts it. No one thinks about why you don't accept it. You just don't accept it, which is I agree with you.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't say it.
Although,
Right?
I mean, I have more nuanced opinions about that personally, right? Yeah.
That's fine. No,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because like I'm sure your nuanced opinion probably doesn't make you a bad person.
I don't think
right?
so.
It just makes it where you're like, hey, I kind of look at this slightly differently than that, and no one's life is in the balance. And I'm sure the people who are
Affected.
on the R word
Affected, yeah.
aren't affected, right? Because that's not what when you say the word, you're probably not using it
To mean,
in regards to them.
Exactly.
I get that. Yeah,
But
it's like these ideas perpetuate themselves, and the problem becomes an echo chamber is slightly different because like these ideas are being perpetuated, which is normal, like I said. An echo chamber is kind of when you have a trumper or something like that, and they do this thing where they'll talk about everything is like connected, and they have things set up to where you can't engage them because they have proxy mines set up everywhere. So no matter what you say, it's like now it's not just them thinking a thing; it's making sure you actively can't reach them. We'll say an example is like this is an echo chamber, so he'll be like, yeah, I'm not wearing that mask, man. Like,
it's like, why not?
Dog, well, it does help, right? Because like, the FDA said, whatever. Like, you believe the FDA? And you're like, well, do you not believe the FDA? And he's like, dog, who believes that? Like, let's be real. The FDA, of course,
Also,
they're telling
as you
you
said
that,
it,
man,
like I heard that. Trirags. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but like Trey Rags.
Trey
There you go.
Rags,
That guy.
yeah.
Like I heard that music. You believe the FDA?
Yeah, bro. And you're like, why do we
exactly.
not
Actively
believe
like that, right?
FDA? Yeah, but they already have a whole list of things that their
Yes.
collective group
Yes.
agrees that if anyone comes at our ideals,
We
just say these things.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just
Right.
default
You're not
to
even
this.
thinking. You're
It's
not.
like, well,
You're not engaging with it. You just default to it, or even you can have like.
you have a defense perimeter up.
I agree with you. Like whereas like, it's one thing to have like what you already have in mind, but like to not even like engage with like what they're saying at all because of sort of that fear, honestly, right? Like of.
That's the thing. Yeah, like there's one thing to be like, oh shit, I was perpetuating an idea. You don't have to say it out loud, but you'd be like, oh fuck, I was thinking a thing. It's not really that. Like, okay, you make some good points, but to have like a bunch of defenses set up to where you're like, well, God, you gotta think about it, man. Like, you believe big pharma? Think about why they're doing it. Dog, who do you believe then? Where are you getting your information from? Because like I'm listening to like literally like I'm looking at papers and getting government information, and you're just like, I don't believe that shit. I believe Jeff. Jeff, the guy who works for World, that guy knows what he's talking about. I'm like, what are we doing?
I think like it's sort of worsened by like Twitter or the internet for sure, like TikTok and all that. Like whereas like versus like contending with multiple ideas, now we are like, okay, I heard this idea that sort of goes in line with what I think already.
Yes.
And I don't know where that idea came from anyways. I don't know where they got that idea,
It could be a 12-year-old.
Exactly,
heard it
right.
from somebody else who's now copying and pasting his own shit and like, look at this, guys. And everyone's like, damn.
Like that's the problem. That's the problem. Because like I can understand like, like having defenses, but it's like when you don't like you're not allowing ideas to come through, filter through what you know, see what stays and like what makes sense, and then taking out the rest. Like allowing like that. Like it's just like, nope,
it's
new
hard.
ideas, none at all. I think that's the problem.
And you're right. And it's hard. I'm not gonna get mad at anyone. It's hard to. I do get mad at people.
I mean, I do too. Honestly, like I'm disappointed. I mean, shit. I'm not excited. I'm very worried about how this next year is gonna go. It's gonna be sort of scary with the election.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Trump loses anyway. But
hey, man, I'll never
know.
I'll never get 2016. And like a lot of people are like, oh, Biden's so horrible, like worse than Trump.
The thing is, Trump, I feel like he didn't do a lot. Like he didn't do almost anything, which is like one of those things where I'm like, oh, we made it. You know what I mean? Like,
what? Oh, hello.
Yeah, like if he goes through another term of doing almost nothing but firing his own friends, I'm like, yeah, all right, you do that.
Yeah, but that's the thing I'm worried about this time around, like where it's like, all right, like how he's more bold this year, I think, My cat was.
He's gonna be like settled and ready to go.
And also like ready to
function.
do like illegal shit because if not, then he gets arrested and has to go to jail and give up all of his shit. So that's why that's the most the reason for me is like this is for survival. If he doesn't do this, he's going to jail and he's losing everything.
Right. Interesting enough that you said that. Like, I wonder how the future would have played out differently if he was in office still and the Ukraine-Russia stuff happened. I don't really have an opinion on the Ukraine-Russia stuff. I've kept up more with Israel-Palestine than Ukraine-Russia. But it's like, I feel like if we were still with Trump in office, the Russia stuff might have been completely different.
Unfortunately, I think in a sort of bad way. Like, I met some people from Ukraine. Like, I went to a charity thing a few months ago, and like there was like a food distribution thing, and there were Ukrainians helping, and then there's Ukrainians also receiving stuff. Like, it was like a lot of different groups of people, but like they told me their side of things too, and then like I was like, you know what, like I'm with y'all. You know, like I feel like it's a bummer that, you know, there's a lot of bummer things, a lot of political things. Also, hold on, let me open the door for Nami.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so we'll talk it up, guys, while he's gone. Now it's my podcast again. No, the Israel-Palestine stuff was interesting, but it's like whenever you have someone like, I'm thinking to myself, and I might be wrong, I'm thinking to myself, like, if you ever have someone like Trump in office, someone who's actively trying to look good optically, does he just make moves? Does he just try to make moves and cause problems? Sorry, I'm talking to the boys.
First off, with Nami, she's such a nice cat. She was like scratching the cat before, and was like scratching my chair, and I was like, stop that. That's why there's blankets on here. And then and then I was like, stop that. And then she this time she just patted me. She just like patted my leg, and she's like, hey. And I was like, oh, you're trying. I appreciate you. So I had to do that, and cool great cat. I appreciate this cat. She could have been a lot worse, you know, coming from the street and just be like, give me this shit, which I appreciate. No, and then two, like, so like I met Ukrainians, you know, like at least I met some people like who like showed me their side of things. They showed me like how the war was progressing and like how things were getting worse and worse. So like I got to see that, because like otherwise I could see like, you know, this seems like Biden's giving money too easily and sort of supporting them like a little bit too easily, you know, versus like it feels like more political, like in a sort of like a sinister way, you know, like the sort of conspiracy theory way versus like, hey, we're gonna go help people, or, you know, we're gonna stop like evil in a way. And I guess, you know, like Putin you know, like people like aren't even thinking about all that, you know. They're just sort of like, it seems like giving away money too easily, especially like when a lot of Americans need help here, right? And then Israel, Palestine, that's been like a whole sad thing too. Like, whereas like that whole conversation has gone from let's help people to let's like, oh, are you talking against any certain group of people, either the Palestinians or Israelites? Then you're just a racist of some sorts. Whereas, like, no, let's stop this genocide. You know, we can stop the.
Yeah, we don't want them fighting. That's kind of the idea. I think the objectively right answer is we don't want them fighting. How you determine personally how they get there is up to you and your own morals and your principles and whatever. But it's like ultimately
the ideal should be to stop fighting.
Don't really want anyone dying. Yeah, it just so happens that Israel's winning,
and like
right.
So yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, whereas like they're killing people like so wantonly, you know, like they're just bombing places like where it's like, hey, there might be some bad guys here, but there's a lot of kids and women that are here, and you're just willing to bomb them out. And then beforehand, it's like, to me, I think the thing that's wild is like, well, they have been treating the Palestinians like really horribly throughout, but then also it's like, the fact that like we in the West can't be like, oh, the government is being really horrible to the Palestinians, let's not take it out on Jewish people, you know. It's like, let's actually listen to the Jewish people that are here that are sort of even talking against them, right? And no, like we just sort of made it like, you're talking against Israel instead of Zionist government, you're an anti-Semite, you know. And like how this conversation has gone so horribly. Also Kanye West too.
Kanye, I think Kanye contributed a little bit to the easy Jewish hate. I was talking to somebody about that. I was talking to Jerome about that, and he was upset about that opinion. It was wild. We were in there for too long.
Because I can agree with you, like where like I think I know where you come from, like where he made it a little bit easier to sort of start talking shit about Jewish people, right?
Yeah, it's okay. I was like, he's like, dog, because Kanye. I'll get into this so we can get off the Palestine stuff, because there's so much intricacy to that. But it's like going into just the hatred for Jewish people. It's like I was talking to him about how like Kanye saying those things because like he issued a
Yes.
apology, right? And it was like talking about like untold damages that have been caused to the Jewish community. And my friend, fuck, whatever, he was like, yeah, I don't know his last name. Fuck. He was like, yo, he's like, I don't understand. What is this untold damages? And I was like, well, untold damages, while it sounds like misleading, is probably the correct term to use here because we don't know the damages. So untold damages sounds right. And he's just like, you have to show me some damages that have been caused by a black guy saying something about whatever. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's just not be reductive and call him just a black guy. He's actually one of the most influential people on the planet right now. If we had Kanye West be like, hey, read Dandadan, it's game over.
Everybody's in anime right now. Everybody is reading manga. And yeah, honestly, bro, I wish.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't just some guy saying it. This is a guy greenlighting racism towards a group of people. You know what I mean? And it worked because guess who followed suit? Because he's so influential, because people think he's a genius. Kyrie from the basketball team was like, hey, I'm not saying he said some stupid shit.
Yeah, like the original Jewish people or black people or something like that, right?
Massive amounts of kids follow Kyrie, right? So now you got Kanye saying something of influence other influencers who then influence their bases as well. So yes, it is a little bit more acceptable and easier to just hate on Jewish people. To act like that's not realistically adding up to anything. My thing, and I even explained to him, like, seeds turn into trees, right? So yes, you just plant them, and they will eventually turn into something that you don't have a grasp.
You can't control that.
Like, did him say that affect anything that's happening in this war? Like the outlook on it? Probably a little bit, dog. But people look at Jewish people, probably just a little bit.
Damn, you said this shit. You really did. Like, cause I agree with you. Like Kanye is. I mean, people way to watch like Taylor Swift. You know, like she influenced, like not even on purpose, but influenced the Brazilian election that happened this year. You know, yes, straight up. Like Swifties were going out to go vote for like Brazilian election, and like straight up because like she did something with like a concert she was gonna go do there, and like everyone's like it turned to a whole political thing. You know, any move that she makes is political, and she's not trying to make political moves. I feel bad for Taylor Swift at this point. Like I don't listen to her music, but at the same time, like just this amount of pressure and just this amount of like you got to watch everything you do, right? And I wholeheartedly agree with you with Kanye, like where it's like what he did, like you know, like his situation. Okay, first of all, you shouldn't have said any of that shit. Let me not say like, oh, Kanye. Well, if you listen to it, whoa. If you listen to what Kanye was saying, so like you know, I agree that Kanye needs to apologize, and like yeah, he made it like too easy to just be like angry like at Jewish people when they have been historically hated upon for bullshit reasons throughout millennia. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like I'm rooting for Kanye. I want Kanye's redemption. I want peace in the world, you know? When people are like, I'm against Israel, it's like, no, I don't think it should be against anybody. It should be for stopping the violence, for stopping the hate, for getting to like a better place, like where everyone feels like they won, right? Like versus like, let's blow up Israel. Whoa, that's the whole reason why Israel got started in the first place. And then unfortunately that got fucked up by colonial powers not doing the right thing all the way, you know? Like it's sort of like, can we please like start thinking about what we're for more instead of like what we're against, right? Like it's something I even think about, like when people like hate, let me get back to like lighter side, right? You know, people like, right? People love to be like, JJK's mid. You know, I'm just like, you're being dumb. First of all, JJK is Jujutsu Kaisen. This season has been so good.
Goddamn fire.
Good. Like, I knew this arc was going to bang, but
if we're going lighter, I don't know where you were going with this. I'm sorry. If we're going to go lighter, can I say, like, okay, the Toto scene, while I appreciate how much emphasis they put on him, the last part with the hand, the hand thing happening, did not feel a little bit more serious in the manga?
Oh yeah, like where like you're talking about like where he like spoiler, sorry, yeah, he loses and he claps, right? But then like it doesn't work, right? And Mahito's like right.
Yeah, Amano turns around and gets punched in the face because the dude the clap didn't work.
So he's
the guy's still standing behind him, so he turns around like to hit him. He's not there. Like, and then Toto does that scene where it like just shows him. It's like a very sombering scene. Where just a panel of him standing there with his hand.
Yeah.
Like, my boogie woogie style is no longer.
Yes.
Whatever. And then the guy runs up on him. And he steps up and claps him. But it's like in the anime they did so much for Toto. That's like I almost feel like it wasn't as somber in the scene. Like,
I agree with you. Like where like when I read it in the manga, it was like wow.
It was sad. It was dope. Like the clap when he looked up and smacked his hand and he smiled at him. Hard as fuck. But then him like standing there afterwards and being like, "Yo, it's over," type shit.
But
like it got lost in translation. Like he just kind of laying on the floor, like, "Yo, my hand hurts." He, like passed out. I'm like. Y'all gotta,
because I know what you mean. At least for me, I was happy with all the other Toto stuff too. Like I think for me, it reaffirmed that I love Toto. Toto's the best. Well, yeah. So like, I'm happy. Also, your boy. I remember the first time. Yes, sir.
Gang activities.
I was
baby.
worried because like when you said you liked him, I was like, oh, this man's about to die. I was like, he's going to die. I was so scared he was going to die when I read the manga. I was like. Josh loves him.
I'm trying to.
He might just die, and he almost did.
I'm trying to. He almost. Yeah, he might. Bro, I'm hoping there's a comeback.
I think so. I'm shocked. Hey, multiple things in the manga that like multiple things in the manga that I'm just like, all right, I feel like this is gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's time for the board up here, dog. I'm
think
hoping
so.
for it. But I mean, like I said, bro, like if we don't get Toto back, we have Hakiri. Hakiri's pretty goddamn cold. Gambling.
Oh yeah. He's like I'm excited for him to show up, and I mean, let's see how it goes in the manga too. Like I'm very interested to see how it goes in the manga. All right, like,
and he's pro-trans.
Hey, there we go. Who's the trans person?
According to his partner, he's pro-trans.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. There's been so much that's happened in all.
It's a lot.
I wanted to say like at least.
I was like, oh, that's a dude.
That's dope.
Like, or it's a woman.
Hey, I'm for it. Yeah, I'm glad that trans. Yeah, like is more accepted these days. The funny thing I was gonna say is like the lighter thing is like instead of saying something is bad, say what you're for. I think like that just makes like the world like a lot better, right? I would love to shit on Fairy Tail, but at the same time, there are many things with Fairy Tail that like one has been good in my life, and then also two has been good for other people's life. I don't really want to say. Like your experience it isn't worth it in a way. Like in fact, actually, I love how you started talking about One Piece. Like I know One Piece isn't your thing, but is my thing,
right.
And versus like your shit sucks, da 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 da. It's more like hey, I actually like this more, and I'm like thank you. It's like One Piece is still my favorite thing. It bums me out that it might not be your favorite thing, but at the same time,
I get why people like it though. That's the thing. Like I can understand now why people like it. And it took a lot to figure that out, but it's like, I get it. I understand. I'm like, oh, it's an adventure. It's been going for a long time. You're invested, and it feels like a fun time. I was explain it. Like, it's a fun time. Like, if it'd be the equivalent to me buying a Pokemon game, and someone be like, bro, that shit is ass. And he'd be like, no, it's the best game ever. That'd be insane. Yeah. But I enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, like, if I enjoy it, I can even the Sonic game, I bought that Frontiers game. I just like Sonic. I understand fully that game is not God tier shit, but I like it, and I would tell her, I
think that's what's up, like whereas like I think we can enjoy the things we like more. Like there are some things like I don't like as much. Like I watched Blue Eye Samurai, and like everyone loves it, but I didn't like it. I thought it was like cool. If there's a season 2, I'm not gonna watch it. Yeah, personally, but I appreciate everyone that did like it. For me, I think maybe it was just like the worst time in a way because like I just finished Sekiro, like platinuming Sekiro. I did like some other ninja stuff too. Like I did Ghost of Tsushima. What was?
I wanted to play that so bad.
You gonna play it?
I don't have it. I don't have it, bro. Because Sifu's online right now for like
Sifu,
half price or something. Play. I was gonna get Sifu and then Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't gotten either.
Let me let you borrow my PS4. I don't know. Do you have PS4?
I don't got shit. I got my
Guys, let me bring the PS4 for you next time.
No, let me die, dog. Let me just die. Let me just take my lumps, dog.
No, dude, Ghost of
Worst case
Tsushima
scenario,
is dope.
I'll get
Ghost of
sick
Tsushima
first.
is worth it for sure. I think you would love that one. Sifu, I really want to play soon. I just don't know when I'm going to play it because there's too many games to play.
That's the exact
Yeah,
problem. There's a lot of
honestly,
games.
and then like I mean, I haven't playing Overwatch as addictively. Although I did play a lot yesterday, but like I played a lot of Final Fantasy. So, um,
I'm doing Fortnite.
wow, look at that.
Problematically, yeah. They
I
got
was
me.
actually thinking like, do
They
you want
got
to get
me.
back into Apex? Like I missed that like that game that me, you, and Sam played. I thought that was really fun.
I found I was ass
I
too. I
thought you did
remember.
great. I mean, you were the best of us three, but at the same time, it's whatever. Anyways, we should try to figure out like a game we can all play again soon. Maybe Fortnite.
I've been playing so much. Yeah, I've been playing so much Fortnite because they got me with that. Like some girls invited me to play, and I was
Wow,
like, all
that's
right, sure,
crazy
I'll
when
jump on.
girls.
We start playing because it's like ones, twos, threes,
Ooh,
and
okay.
squads, right? So we're playing and shit, and we're just like having a good time, just playing unranked. And I'm like, okay, I'm ass. I'm terrible at this game. Um, but I don't like
Yes,
being ass at
I'm
anything.
about to
So
say. I
now
was
I'm
like,
dying.
you just accepted it,
Yeah.
right?
No, yeah, like, it took me 3 weeks. I think I hit diamond in three or
Wow.
4 weeks. 3 weeks. But now I'm playing because like what got me to stick was it just so happened Kirishima came into
Really?
rotation for
Really?
skins.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
like
that.
my hero, it was Midoriya, the pink chick. I can't remember
Uraka?
her name. Uh, pink,
Oh,
full pink girl with acid.
Ashido, right? Mina? Yeah.
Yeah, Mina, Midoriya, All Might, Ochako, and Todoroki and Kirishima all came in.
Wow.
So it was like 6 different characters. I was like, hold up. So I bought Kirishima and his hardening skin. So I have both of them. So I've been running around doing that. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm not spending any more money on this game. You know what I mean? I'm done. And then the Ninja Turtles came out, and I was like, oh shit. And I slammed that shit and bought
Oh
Raphael
man,
immediately.
dude. Yeah, I've been tempted. Like honestly, the skins have like really tempted me in this game to like to get on it. Like when they first announced, I feel like Naruto and Sasuke. I think that was like when I was like seriously like about to download Fortnite, and then
Selling the Frieza just came out. Perfect Cell looks sick. Perfect Cell looks dope, bro.
it's too naked.
It's a lot. I'm like, fuck,
They did
man.
it
Y'all
exactly
are good.
right.
Like, these
Just
kids
like you
look
guys
nice.
did it. Like if it wasn't for the fact that like I somehow Overwatch got like just bonded to my soul, I would have done it. I don't know. Like Overwatch, I'm like because like I can agree with everyone like complaining about Overwatch stuff. I'm just like I sort of don't care. I like Overwatch too much to to let it go. I don't know. So I don't know, but at the same time, I'm so close to Fortnite, so I might just do it. I might just download it.
Well, if you do that, give me a heads up. I'll be here. What I'm gonna do right now is I have to check Instagram for Viz, and I gotta go lift because one of my friends just hit me and was like, "Come over," type
Ooh,
shit. So
ooh,
I gotta make that
ooh.
move. I gotta enjoy my
I
fucking
like
holidays
it. You're
somehow.
making it. You're making the most of it. Thank you for your hard work, sir.
We're doing it, bro. We're gonna be
Absolutely.
okay. Hopefully, everybody else is doing
Yeah.
okay
It was
too.
a great talk, man.
Love
Yeah.
y'all. Thanks for thanks to the audience. Whoever's listening, like I really appreciate y'all just being around for as long as you have and giving a
Honestly.
fuck.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it
Hell yeah.
a
Like it's
ton.
been a hell of a year, and I'm excited for this next year to come. Yeah, me and you, we got a lot more to do. In fact, actually, I hit up ID. He said he's down to do an episode with us soon.
Is everything still working
I
out with
hope
him?
so. At least I think so. What happened was because like they told me to look up for 4 influencers, and I thought they're going to hit up all 4 right now, but they only hit up 2 of the people, and I'm like, y'all. So that's why I'm like, they because like they were supposed to do like a Viz and a Shonen Jump, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why I was under the impression it was
do the
like
same. Like I thought,
woman.
because also I feel like if they do the Shonen Jump one, it'll blow up. It'll make a lot of sense because that's what people are actively reading right now. The Viz stuff, not yet.
His personality is too
Oh,
infectious, bro. Like I
bro.
feel like
I've
it's
been
gonna be
saying, like,
fantastic
bro.
for
In
that.
fact, actually, this whole time I was like, exactly. Okay, I keep thinking like his
Oh
lingo. Like,
man,
I'm excited to have him on. Yeah, I definitely gotta just like see like how he even got that lingo. He said he was down to do like next week. No, or in
I love his
bro.
growth,
I'm proud
man.
of him.
I
I'm
like to see
glad.
him
I'm
do
glad you
better,
introduced me to him.
dude. When I was going at my other job, I remember the day he said it was like a day he was on stream. So I was just checking. I would be doing all my other stream work, but I would pull his stream up just to see his like chat and everything. I remember one day he was just like, "All right, guys, I did it.
Wow.
I quit my job. I'm gonna try to do this thing full time now." And I remember just feeling like stressed for him. And here he is, dog. He's pushing it.
Look at that.
He's editing. He's just doing his thing.
He's making that shit happen. Like in fact, he was like one of the biggest reasons like I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen like so week to week because I was like, I do really want to see like his thing. So I'm excited to have him on. He's down to be on. Caleb said he's down to be on again. Like he has something in the works that he was telling me at bro. Also, I wish it Burleasy Ball next year. We got to go. It's gonna be in Texas next year.
That looks fire, dog. I didn't know what happened. I was like, yo, hold up.
Bro, I was like, I don't want to go. I don't know. It's whatever. And bro, that was probably like one of the best parties I've been to this year.
Bro,
I was like, I was like, I gotta get them way more crispy next year. Like next year, everyone's gonna be going for it, and I think it's gonna be in Texas next year. It's in Texas next year. Yes, sir.
Game.
So I think it might be in Austin, but we got to go. Like I'll be there. I'll be there. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be hard, bro.
Anyways, Caleb City was telling me like he has some plans, and he was down to like something he was down to review, and he said he'd be down to talk about it like on the podcast. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
He's the homie. I appreciate it.
So I'm excited for him. Also, he's getting married in very soon, so I'm very excited for him.
I got an invite. I was so surprised.
Dude. Yeah, no, you deserve it. Like, and I'm happy I got invited too. So we'll talk some more about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just didn't think it would happen. I was just like, oh, they're doing their wedding. I thought it was gonna be like,
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
This ain't that industry shit, dog. This is family. I was like, hey, good for y'all. I'm happy it's finally happening. And then I saw the invite come in. I was like, shit.
We're part of the family.
But I fuck with them so much. It's like. Because, like, I don't know. I didn't know. I remember, especially initially when we had them on, I didn't, back then, I don't know if you remember this, but I didn't get online.
Yeah, I remember you were just starting to, like, come online. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I didn't realize how big they were going to be. I just thought I was hoping that it would happen, right? Like, anyone. Like, just like the same thing with ID. Like, I generally hope for the best, but it's like, yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, man, like, hope it all works out. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like, dude, you fucking
here they are
this
making
shit.
that happen.
You blew this shit up.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, man, and Kimmy just,
I'm proud of all of them. Actually, like RDC, Caleb City, Griffey, bro. Griffey said like some amazing, beautiful things to me at that party. Like where it's like, yeah, he's doing great. Okay? In fact, he looks really good. He's been working out. He's leaning into his fatherhood. In fact, shoot, I should bring him on the podcast. This next year, I really want to bring on a lot more old guests and just catch up with them. Someone I've been wanting to talk with is Daquan Wiltshire, but like he's like doing his thing and like he doesn't respond to me for some reason. But I would like to bring.
He probably doesn't pay attention to his Instagram messages. Yeah. That's all it is. He's just not very savvy. It seems like.
I hope so.
That's what his friend told me initially when we first had him on. He told me about that. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, just hit me up and I'll hit him. And then I don't see his boy that very much, so I don't even know what his Instagram is.
Anyways, people, I'm really happy that like a lot of us are blowing up in the ways that we mean to be. I'm excited for this next year. Like I feel renewed. It's always good talking with you. Yeah, like I feel pretty excited for like what we got going on this next year. So let me not talk your ear off. I know you got places to go, but at the same time, thank you so much for jumping on, bro. Like this was a star talk. I really like this. Yeah, I'm hoping to put this out before the year ends. But yeah, it's been a hell of a year, man. I appreciate you being a part of that year, like heavily.
Oh, I want to say, I also appreciate you being part of my year, but also possibly this next year, if I get this health insurance under control, I'm gonna get on that Avance, baby. I'm gonna get on some kind of ADHD medication. See what that affects me overall. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna get on some shit. I just want to see how it affects my brain and how I function. I'd love to be able to have like that short-term memory that's sharp, that can just like string things together correctly.
Okay,
it'll be fun. It'll be you'll be able to see a science experiment.
I mean, I feel like you're good as you are now, but hey, if you whatever happens, I guess, right? Let's see where it goes. All right.
I'll take that.
Well, dude, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you. Everyone that listened, appreciate y'all. You guys are dope. This year, we got a lot of dope shit coming on the way, so stay tuned. I'm going to try to stream some more. More things to come. Yes.
Well, do that
Parties
shit.
are on the way.
YouTube, where are you going to be streaming at?
Twitch. Well, actually, I don't know. Twitch sounds like it's dying, but like I did a Twitch stream last night for Final Fantasy, and I'm thinking I just need to stream more. I think I just need to put myself out there.
You can switch to
Yeah.
You can stream to 2 different locations at once.
Okay.
Multiple locations. You can do YouTube
I was
and
wondering if I
Twitch at the
should
same
do
time.
that.
That way, one died.
Because at least I remember like back in the day, like they said like there was an issue. I feel like maybe today is a lot better to do that. So maybe that's something to do.
There should be apps to help you out. I think Juliet does that
Okay.
currently. So
All right.
yeah,
We'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure
You
it
got
out. I'm
man.
excited for us. Anyways, thank you very much. Appreciate you, Josh. Appreciate the audience. Everyone stay dope. Peace.
Peace.